Everybody better for the Better podcast, and it's live stream time because we have got a Games Workshop preview, and it's not just Space Marines and other very exciting things. It's Blood Bowl tonight, and I am very pleased to see, I'm very grateful to see loads of you in chat already, which is wicked, which means we got some work to do catching up with chat. So good evening. I feel like I saw the word Mordheim there. Right, I need you guys just to do audio check for me as well. Just let me know if it's okay. I've got the aircon on at the moment, so it might be a little bit noisy, but we can turn it off in a little bit. But not right now, because I might die. Let's have a check-in with chat and see what is going on. Interesting. How do we do this? How do we make chat move? All right. Let's do this. That do anything? There we go. That sounds right. Prim, I've got to drop you a message soon. I need to pester you to get you on to talk about tournaments. David Brown, it's warm. Slanesh, please. Okay. What do we think we're going to see today? Is it going to be a team? Is it not going to be a team? Mighty Blow Studio, leave your aircon on. I mean, if the audio isn't bad, I probably will. I'm already shiny. Greetings from Chicago, Mr. Ben. Hope all is well with you and yours. Yes, the girls are okay. It's been quite warm, so Libby's been loving life because we got like a big paddling pool with a slide for her. So she's been just in the garden all the time, underneath the gazebos and stuff. So she's had a great time. Prim, I know. Sign into chat. That's annoying. No noise. Fantastic. Right, we got Mercutio is expecting star players. Fireside Meeple hoping for a new team. Christopher Barnett, greetings from Chicago. Chicago. NFL season soon. Just saying that. Hello from Denmark, Pijo 1980. Arcodus, I am betting heavily on 3 plastic Telemon heavy dreadnought sculpts. Seriously, I hope for more Custodes and new Goliaths and Necromunda. Good Friday and weekend for all. Steve Lemke, I'd take a new Death Zone and Brute Fun Squig team. Brutey, I know someone who's got a Squig team already, so that would be quite cool. T-Stick sounds good. Right, scroll up, just sort of see who else we've got hanging out in chat. We got Scuba Owl. I'm setting my expectations on a couple of star players. Gruff 25 star players. David Brown, want a team, but probably a star player. Acutio, star players. Fireside Meeples, hoping for a team. Burchell, James Lakeman, Squigs. Bonzaborg says audio's good. Can't hear it. I can't hear your AC over my own AC. David Brown, Ben, proud of your decision, mate. Thank you so much. It's been a very fun first week with everything going on. It's been good. It's been very good. Phil, now that's the face of a man who is now free of a soul destroying job. So I've been up the last 2 days about 5:30 with Libby because the weather's been so bright and shiny, even with the black up line and hot. And I am not crippled with exhaustion. So that in itself is fantastic. David Warner, go Bears! I think new star players and a Death Zone Prince Moranian. Yeah. They did say in the preview video, didn't they? They were like, what's his name again? Which really does make you think, is it just that they're bringing a star player back? And I got to ask you guys, how would you feel if they show off an star player today? Just the single star player. How would that go down with everybody? David Brown, 34 degrees in Wolverhampton. Yeah, it's been pretty sweaty today here down in Southampton. Quick, everyone, check your watches. It's Griff Oberwald time. It's been a whole edition since we had another Griff, I suppose. Alex, updated 7s and the Green Knight would be awesome. Now, we've already started filming 7 Super Series, so it would, one, be sure if Games Workshop were to redo the 7s rules. But the Green Knight would be very, very, very cool. Prince More Onions. Yeah. Hey, loving the Kings of War videos and the sci-fi. Is the sci-fi channel still happening though? Oh yes, it is. But with the Cadence of Kings, basically both the other channels were going to go on whether I kept my job or not, just to a lesser degree. Kings was something I was able to put my time into. P. Joe, thank you very much for joining the memberships. Kings of War was something I was putting my energy into around work and around my day job, with a view of sci-fi coming next with something like Firefight from Mantic, or Halo, or War Machine, or Trench Crusade, or Necromunda. So there's a Necromunda preview today. If there is a brand new edition of Necromunda, Trips will have mixed emotions. On the one hand, all of the books he's got may be out of date. On the other hand, it means he's going to get forced to play Necromunda on the channel, and I think Necromunda is the only game he likes more than Blood Bowl. Gazatola, finally my internet has stopped buffering. Ooh, dodgy internet. Hopefully it's not mine. Black Belt Painter, I'd like a Bretonian thrower star player based off Robin Hood. Oh, Bertrand Lebergrand. So I have a mixed history when it comes to Bretonians, because Ian Warhammer Hannum had Bretonians all the way from 5th edition into 6th. Just some horrible... I was a High Elf player and a Dwarf player. And both of those teams, both of those armies like shooting. And obviously the Bretonians have like loads of ward saves against shooting, or the Curse of Arrow Attraction, or whatever it's called. Miserable. Fireside Meeple, new Necromunda, have kittens. That's going to be very interesting. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Coopus. I'd feel okay if it's just a star player, but I'm honestly hoping for something more. My realistic guess is Green Knight and Rat-Rab Ramtut is a very solid one. Charles says still hoping for a team. Yeah, wouldn't that be the case? Helping the cause. Thank you very much, Charles. Not sure if that actually comes through on the audio. I think it probably does. Bruty, he says, it would be cool if they gave Sir Lettuce III, champion of the Lady of the Leaks, some rules. Got a model done for it already. Famous Elven Blitzer get rules would also be neat. I'd like a redesign of Bretts and Pro-Elves, please. Do you know, if all the Brett Knights had movement 7 and steady footing, I think that would make a monstrous difference. As it stands, they're a little underpowered. I got a game in with them last week before, against Trips in Street Bowl. That's coming out Monday night. Oh, Bretts. Bill, a Kuresh team. Kuresh. I feel like I've seen that on the Fumble Secret League. Kuresh. Is that like jungle themed? Is that jungle themed? Oh dear. Wait, what? Are the Bears franchise moving? As an Englishman, I can't get my head around sports teams moving city. Who do you even support? I mean, I'm a Packers fan. And I don't live in Wisconsin. So I feel like it's okay. Thank you, Charles. Aranax, welcome to the memberships. I'm converting Sug into Hugo Le Petit to fit my Bretonians. That is the cool thing about star players, right? Is that you can proxy so much stuff. I mean, I know that everyone's kind of like a bit gutted that Frankenstein and Bruce Campbell have gone, but obviously you've got other star players you can use. Like, I'd much rather use Frank as Ivan than I would use Frank as Frank. So I feel like that's all right. That's not too bad. Aranax, hope this helps. Not sure if you get more from here or Patreon. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support no matter where it is. Surely Zinch or Slanesh. A Bestigor team could be interesting. So I would love a Beastman team, because let's be fair, that just, come on, 0 to 3 Minotaurs. And by 0 to 3, I mean 3. Wouldn't that be cool? 0 to 3 Minotaurs, some strength 4 Pestigors, there's a kind of chaos blocker role, and then just straight up Beastmen. You could even put like a couple of Ungor in there to be a stunty piece. It would be so good. Come on, Games Workshop. 1 Sprue, 1 Pestigor, 1 Ungor. No, 2 Bestigors, 3 Beastmen, and a 1 Ungor on each sprue, and allow 0 to 3 Minotaurs. Done. Done. New Skaven box team to make sure Ben is happy in his new job. Skaven. Milton messaged earlier and was like, oh, I found enough Skaven to make a Skaven team now. Now all the positionals have gone. And it just panged the pain again. Temple of Art says, saw there was space on the Patreon, so I jumped on to help. You have inspired so many people to make teams and join us on the gridiron. Amazing. Thank you so much. Coyote, oh no, you're a Packers fan. I used to like you. I'm a Lions fan. Hey. The good thing about being an English NFL fan is you get all the joy out of it without actually really hating many teams. I love the Lions. Like, I've loved the journey that Goff's had, and I always loved watching Stafford play. So I love the Lions. The Bears, I've never really, I haven't enjoyed the Bears since, oh God, who was their quarterback? The guy with the cigarette, who was just absolute lad. They traded him to Miami in the end, and he went on a bit of a rampage. I can't remember him. He was wicked. But I haven't really liked the Bears. They're just, Caleb Williams was pretty exciting last year, though, so it's pretty cool to watch. And the Vikings. I've always loved the Vikings. So when Craig and I used to play, well, he was at university. This was back in 2007. I had a dwarf team painted like the Vikings and a Skaven human team painted as the Packers. And that's where Buzz Justice came from. Still have that metal model from back then. I'm missing loads of stuff in chat here. I do apologize. What about a squirrel team, says Prophet2. To be fair, I could see them doing something strange. I really could see them doing something strange, and I would be totally okay with that. Right. We do have a cheeky little bit of desktop audio, so we can do that. So let's just get things ready. I think we got a little while to go yet. We're going to get the Games Workshop live chat as well, which is all going to be, where are you in the world? Official Simian team, orangutan thrower with 3 teammate and new position flying monkey. Can you imagine? Packers fan, you monster. Hey, I'm a Packers fan because the very first NFL game I watched was the game that Brett Favre played back in like 2002, the day after his dad died. And it was like in the middle of the night, and I turned over and I was like, oh my God, it's Blood Bowl. And then it was just really dramatic and exciting, and I was hooked. I've been a Packers fan ever since. I was raging when Brett Favre went to Rodgers, and then I was kind of medium raging when they got rid of Rodgers. Yeah, so I was a Packers fan back in the day where it was a YOLO team as opposed to just an OP team. What's up, Andy Oakley? Nice to see you, dude. A squirrel team would be nuts, says Black Belt Painter. I like that. No hopes or expectations, says Red Sven. Games Workshop normally do the least logical. New team has the most potential to get my interest on. New Dungeon Bowl, Death Zone and Stars seems most likely. Yeah, I was chatting with Jacob from Conquest Creations the other day. Fantastic Middle-earth channel. And we both did have a good laugh. Games Workshop just genuinely really seems to not want to make money sometimes. And you're like, do you know, if you did this, you'd make more money? And they're like, nah. For example, teams, like reducing the amount of positionals into one box, even though you need another box to pick up the alignment you need. So you still have to, it's just like, that was a really baffling one. No worries. I still have got to with you and enjoy the game. Absolutely. Lars, due to the hint in the teaser video, it's probably going to be a star player. However, I'm hoping for a new Chaos team. So when you think about the design space for Blood Bowl at the moment, like, it's really weird because obviously this is the first time ever we've had a Blood Bowl preview where all the teams are done now. So like before, we've been surprised, right? When like Gnomes dropped, we were expecting one of the teams of legend. Now that's all complete for all intents and purposes. It's like this could be anything. Therefore, it's likely to be something, you know, I don't know, like a star player or a book. Phil, so potentially Chicago could end up with no team. What's the issue with the stadium? The NFL stadiums always look amazing compared to English grounds. Yeah, the NFL stadiums are mad. Football stadiums in America are just mad. But no, I think Chicago's like moving a little bit, which technically goes into a different state. So are they going to be like the Indiana Bears? Remember Armand Green, the running back who used to fumble loads with the Packers? Packers have always been excellent at fumbling things and throwing interceptions. They've always been a high-risk, high-reward team, which pairs very nicely with my Packers. My Skaven love. Where is my Skaven guy? There he is. He's just up there. A bonkers squig team would be amazing, says Dark Reaper. Come on. Slan, squigs, giants, a troll team. Like, it's Blood Bowl. Like, they could do anything. And as long as it's interesting, I'm on board. I do live in fear, and I'll be very excited to hear about how you feel about this, but I do live in fear that one day they will drop a team that is just OP. Like, they dropped OWA, and it was strong, but you had to work around it. So in the last edition, it was strong, but it wasn't easy. Now, OWA is strong, with no downside. At least the tree's loaded now. But so far, they've not introduced a team that's just like all war dancers or anything, so I think that's really positive. Gaz says, took gnomes for my first run with them at Borak Bowl. 1-1 against Flings with Rumbelow. 3-0 win over Nurgle and a 2-1 loss to Undead. That's fantastic. Oh, there's music playing. They are starting soon, but not immediately soon. Death Zone with Rumble Bowl, 7's rules. Interesting. Captain Obvious. Ben, are you going to be coming to the US for any tournaments in the future? We'd love to see and have you at Chaos Cup. Also, I think that we're only getting books and a star player or two. I mean, even a star player, even a books with different ways to play or something would be pretty cool. I've got nothing planned for this year. Obviously, we've got the World Cup next year, and I want... If the channel and stuff goes well, then I can use it as an excuse to go to like UK Games Expo, Adepticon, maybe even Gen Con and stuff next year. That would be wicked if we can afford it, really, to be honest with you. Don't forget to stay hydrated. I have, naturally, a cup of tea. What's the Secret League Shark called? The Shark team called? Milton, if you're in chat, come on. The Sons of Stromfels. That team was outrageous. Milton loved that team. Absolutely loved it. It's mad. Someone was at our door. Oh, feel like that's Amazon. Fantastic. Siege team with a new skill that forces them to be the first MVP for a random skill. With a new skill that forces them to use the first MVP for a random skill. That's really interesting. Andy Oakley. No OP team. How about High Elves? Yeah, no. Templar Bard, if you need some free voice acting for any project, interesting. Cutler, Jay Cutler. I love Jay Cutler. They swapped him with... Oh, we're going all the way back now. Yeah, Cutler was what? Cutler was Broncos. Was he Broncos? Then traded him for Orton. Which is what you've written, Chips. Sorry, dude. Okay, I am going to quickly turn the music off. Because... we've got Games Workshop music in the background now. So if we do this, we should be hearing the Games Workshop background music. And we can see all of the Games Workshop good stuff. That's cool. Little quizzes. That's very, very, very clever. We'll come back to that when something interesting happens. Siege team should spam Trickster and Sidestep. There's so much they could do with it. Premier's back. Just had dinner. Captain Obvious, just thought about it, and I'm fearing it's just announcements about Blood Bowl 3 online with Cyanide. Okay, let's be fair. I was most gutted about Blood Bowl 3 when they announced Rumble, and then went bankrupt. So I was like, oh my god. get to play Blood Bowl 7s. This is fantastic. And then we don't. So that's still something I'm waiting for. Yeah, I'd be very excited for a way to play 7s. So if all this is right, is an announcement saying, hey, you can now play Blood Bowl 7s on Blood Bowl 3. I mean, can you guess what I'm going to be doing every week? Gaz, $1 million question. Will I make it home before my phone battery dies? I think we need to have a whip round and get you a mobile battery pack. Bill says, I'm making a Nurgling team right now. Okay, Nurglings. God, when we ran Tombstone, which I think was before the first Bonehead Bowl, this was a Halloween tournament, maybe 2017, 2018. We had some of the secret league teams, and there was another secret league called the Stunty League, and they had Nurgling team, and the Nurglings were snotlings basically, movement 5, strength 1, blah blah blah, but they all had guard, and it was amazing. And I've since then I've been absolutely desperate to see a stunty team, a fragile rubbish stunty team with guard, because it was just so clever. It was awful. Like Joe Solo ran it, and stunty Titchy with guard is just wicked. It was such good fun. Got the Racco Vendetta Snotling Nurgle Snotlings on the list. Oh, Prim is building some Necromunda. I am very excited for that. Okay, do we think we're going to get Necromunda today? Do we think we're going to get Necromunda? I would be ever so happy if we got Necromunda. Okay, why do I have to sign in? Can we do a poll? We can do a poll. Okay. New team? Team? We're going to go with yes, Cafe. We're going to go with yes, Stunty. And we're going to go with no, a book. No, star players. And add option, no, a book. Let's go with that. Start the poll and let me know what you think. Hopefully, that works okay. There we go. Ah, yes, I remember this now. It just blocks the chat, doesn't it? Fantastic. That's just great. Gonna careful Games Workshop music. They might lawyer you. Oh, I know. They've been spreading prosperity today, haven't they? By cease and desists for people having fun TM copyright. Right. Can I do the poll myself? Ah. Right. I can do this. Do I sign in? Yeah, I don't know. That's annoying. That's annoying. It's good to test these things out. Right. Well, then we should use the mobile phone instead to check out live chat. I hope the book, said David. I hope the book. Outlanders would be sweet. Still got my old metal Spirers. Wish I knew where my Scavies had gone. I would love Scavies or Rad Zombies. Something like that would just be absolutely wicked. What they have ceased and desisted for suggesting what might be releasing. What have they been targeting? Tube JLF. That is normally quite clever. That's normally what they do, right? Because I think didn't Bruty didn't he get your High Elves nuked just before they released High Elves? Getting old. Right, here we go. So it is possible. It is possible. Right, let's check in, and they are still. Boop. Goodbye. They are still on the warm-ups, so we are good to go for a little bit longer. Just going to Blood Bowl this year. Alan Clark, glad I was recommended this channel. Welcome to the party. Thank you so much. Tube says, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Exodites, Ogres, and Warriors of Chaos already confirmed in the Warcom thumbnail. Ooh. Okay. shall we do some sleuthing, chaps? Oh, come on, Games Workshop. Right, this button here. And sorry, guys, I'm going to get rid of this poll because it is upsetting me wildly. There we go. Now I can see the chat again on the screen. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the Warcom thumbnail. That does look like Eldar Exodites. Ooh, that is quite interesting, isn't it? Warriors of Chaos. So actual Warriors of Chaos now. So they've got the barbarian dudes, Marauders, that they released. Punga this month has just gone like, cool. Here's everything you could ever need as well, which is pretty good. Definitely Ogors, TM, copyright, and Exodites. Eldar on dinosaurs. That's pretty exciting. That is actually pretty exciting. Like, I quite like that. We want this one here. And let's bring my face back up. Thinch Chaos Warriors could have Hypno Gaze. Yeah, there's some cool stuff they can do there. Games Workshop seems to have got a better handle on the leaks these days. Usually the internet would have told us everything by now. Ostriches confirmed. Ah, oh, well, at least it's not kangaroos. Elves on Ruse. Oh, we have that already. Yeah, we do. We do, Charon. And it's not good. It's not good at all. Let's do that. And then I think if I do this, we can keep chat up without wrecking everything, which is perfect. Because I think that's good enough. Dinosaurs in space. There is something pretty cool about them, though. Pat, thank you so much. Chaos and Eldar. It's what it's looking like, and that's actually pretty cool. Right, I am going to turn the aircon off in a second because it's a bit loud. Right, so the big question here now to everybody is Blood Bowl going to be the very last thing like it normally is? I feel like that's what happens every single time. Nurglings could have put the boot in. Oh, that is less egregious. That's for Bryden. Less egregious than Guard, but actually still does a really good job of showing that kind of like mob mentality thing. BB background on Games Workshop stream. Let's see, we've got to keep up with all that. Blood Bowl background on Games Workshop stream. Where? Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Nope, not seeing anything. Not seeing anything over there. You got me excited now. What do you mean, Fireside Meeple? What have you seen? Tube, Claw, Dauntless, Spam for the win. Alan, Pigs in Space, more Palatine Enforcers. Wasn't there a late 80s, early 90s shows about humans riding dinosaurs armed with weapons? It's up there with, like, do you remember Visionaries? Oh, Robert Love, Jensen, thank you so much. Now, do you mean squids or do you mean or squigs? I will take either. But not really too fond of cephalopods. Squids and octopi are like spiders of the sea, so I have unmixed feelings. Clearly very unmixed feelings about that. And crabs are armored spiders of the sea as well, so not a big fan of them either. Then again, that's fine. The background behind the questions is High Elves. Okay. It's a background behind the questions? Jeez. Maybe I've just got my my contrast way down. Come on, iPhone. Show me things. Is it High Elves? Oh, it is High Elves. It is. It's just High Elves. Just bog standard, boring High Elves. So it's fine. We've seen them. Oh, a Mind Flayer team. High Elves, we did have to wait till late, but it wasn't the last thing. I remember turning off stream once I no longer cared. Dino Riders. All I know is there was like a... Do you remember, what was it? Newgrounds, which was like... I'm sure you guys remember Newgrounds. And there was one with a really good one that was like dinosaurs who shoot lasers when they roar. That was pretty good. Karen, I've been wanting a Lithid team for a while. Yes. Artisan Guild do some fantastic mind flayers. There is just something very enchanting about them because they're flipping terrifying.
Hello everybody and welcome
Ooh.
to a very exciting preview. This is the big summer Warhammer preview. I am Adam Troke, this is Eddie Eccles, and we're delighted to have your company.
Yeah, this is going to be a really cool
You
preview.
guys will have to let me know how the audio is for the Games Workshop dudes.
Run to about that long, depending on how fast we talk and how sidetracked we get by all the details. But yeah, for the next hour and a half or so, we're going to fill the air with loads of cool Warhammer things. We've got things to cover from Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Age of Sigmar,
Let's go with
Warhammer
that.
The Old World,
go with
Warhammer Necromunda, Warhammer Blood Bowl, Warhammer Horus Heresy, and Legions Imperialis. Have I forgotten anything?
Kill Team.
Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team. So
Yeah.
loads to go
Loads of
through.
different systems. It's not every single system that we make. There are a few systems we couldn't quite squeeze
Absolutely.
in. So we haven't got any Warcry for you. We haven't got any Underworld.
Or Middle Earth.
We haven't got any Middle Earth. But we'll have stuff on all of those game systems in the not too distant future.
Absolutely. So keep your eyes on warhammercommunity.com if you want to hear about the news on those as it happens. Meanwhile,
Right, so
while the
just
chat fills
confirmed.
up and we get ready to kick off,
Some,
there's a few things we
Middle
normally do.
Earth
The first thing
news.
is that we ask people in the chat where you're from. I was looking at the chat as people answered the...
I enjoyed the quiz.
The quiz was fun, right?
The
Did
quiz
you get any
was
right?
good.
Any
I
wrong?
got all of them right, obviously, Adam.
Very
But I
good.
did-
I'm going to turn the music down, turn the voices down just while they do the geographical crawl, because it just takes me back to year 7 geography, and that was a miserable time to be alive. Blood Bowl, that is Cathay Blood Bowl team. Wouldn't that be good? Middle Earth fans in shambles. Little low bit hearable might be because I only have one headphone in. We'll turn it back up. We're not here to listen to the Games Workshop guys anyway. They'll probably stick something 40k at the end to keep viewers. That'll work. Okay, they're just having a merry little chat about Armageddon. Did anybody in our chat pick up Armageddon? Nick, don't worry, dude. It's all good. You're in chat. It's all good. Warcry is still alive. New content coming. Imagine that.
So, meanwhile, the other thing I've been doing to fill a little bit of my hobby time is I've been sort of theory hammering some army.
Carthoon says, I got Punga's Cathay Blood Bowl team, which are really nice. Yeah, we made Ben paint that for Secret Sevens. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Doggo. Oh, Nick. Battlefield Gothic this time. Oh, can you imagine? Did they really? Did they mention Warcry? Oh, Gaz, he's made it. 5% battery, 2 minutes to walk.
And you played your first official game of the new edition.
one official game of the new edition so far with my Eldar against
Tube says, no, bad enough at spending money on Blood Bowl. 40k is dangerous.
Right, so,
Oh.
as we said, we've got
A war
lots of things to
chat.
talk about, throughout the course of this preview. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you have a nice time. We are going to start off the show by going to the grim darkness of the far future, and we're going to talk about some things for Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, God, why would they
here we
open
are
with 40k?
with Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, the launch box for the
Oh,
new edition,
why?
out there in the wild. It's worth talking about some of the things that are coming up.
They
And the first
mentioned
thing
they
that
wouldn't
we're gonna
mention
talk about
Warcry, which is
how
something
new people
already.
to Warhammer
Yeah, I know,
might get
weird.
started in the Warhammer 40,000.
Brandon
hobby
Villan, I
with
explained to my
some
wife
Warhammer
about you doing
40,000
commentary on the
starter sets. So
commentary.
here
She's
is
wondering if I
the
start streaming
Warhammer
commenting on you
40,000
commentary on the
starter set.
commentary. You
We've
should
got one
do
in the
that.
flesh. This is
Next
an
time,
enormous
you
box,
stream,
and
I'll
is
stream your
the
streaming the
perfect
stream.
way if you've never played
Or we should
Warhammer
just like
40,000
stream
before
Valorant.
and want to get
We should just
started,
co-stream
to
Valorant
jump straight into the hobby.
streaming
Eddie,
the
what can you tell
preview.
us about it?
Yeah, so we did know that some of the miniatures from the Warhammer 40,000
Ask them to do
Armageddon
Blood
set
Bowl
would be
first at
available
least
in
twice
other
now.
sets
Hopefully they're
in the
paying
future.
attention or
This
move
is
things
one of the
around
first
for us.
places you'll be able to get hold of them. So in this, you effectively have a combat patrol of Space Marines painted as Ultramarines.
Okay.
You've also got a combat patrol of Orcs. You've
Now, the real
also
question
got
is-
a battlefield of stuff to play across, and effectively a combat patrol's worth of battlefield terrain.
I do,
for combat
you know,
patrols.
the this
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like this. This is
essentially
quite
everything you
classic
need to,
looking.
Get started with your first games of Warhammer 40,000. All in
I
one
can't
box.
believe I'm going
All
to
the
say
models
this
push
because I'm a
fit, the terrain's really easy to put together.
huge
It's got the game
huge
board
Blood
and
Angels
all
fan.
the,
But
pieces,
this just
pieces
looks
marked
more
out for you to put your
appropriate
terrain on,
than
so you
painted
can
as Blue
just play
Boys,
straight
as
out of this
Smurfs,
box if
and
you
that's
need.
sad.
It's also got all the rules and stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got your core rules and then the sort of
I'll keep Warrior.
the guide
40k
for
Blood
using
Bowl
models within the
team
box.
incoming.
So this is the first of the starter products that we're going to talk about
Drunken
right now,
Camera
but
Beard,
there's more
hoping
to
for a new
come.
team,
So,
but a new Death
what
Zone
if you
book with
wanted to
star
get
players
started
for the
in
last few teams
140,000,
of Dungeon
you
Bowl
don't
rules
want
would be
a two-player
good.
launch set,
Absolutely.
You just want maybe a starter set which focuses on one of the factions. Well, this is getting
Corruption
started
of Light.
with Space
Maybe they
Marines,
get a 10 every
and is
time they
the
say
same
40k.
combat patrol that you saw in the previous box, and it comes.
Can't believe they went with
the paint
Space
you
Marines
need
so
to do
early
your
on.
first paint jobs on these models. I think it's 11 paints in the set, so you can get started right away with the Adeptus Astartes.
Yeah, and this is perfect if you've already got a gaming group, they've already got their box sets, they've split them all up, and you've got an odd number of players, and if you want Space Marines, you can grab yourself this set and start playing straight away. This is your self-contained little starter set for Space Marines.
It will perhaps surprise
Yeah.
nobody.
How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that?
Yes,
bear
this
with me a
is
second.
almost exactly the same, but green.
There you go.
So you have the combat patrol for orcs, then you've got a bunch of variously orky paints. So this is a great little set if you want to kick off an orc army.
Yeah, and I think one of the things to note here, you've already said it, but if you're just looking to sort of join in with an existing group, or maybe just start one of these armies for the first time and you're already in Warhammer 40,000, this really is a great way to do it because you get the paints you would need to kickstart that painting process too.
Or if you just have an orc army and just want loads more
Just
boys,
want a bunch of
just want
reinforcements.
loads more orcs.
Yeah, no kidding. There's another way to get started as well, which is this introductory set, and I find this one to be quite exciting. You've got some Space Marines and some orcs and some paints, and you can have a gaming experience, but it's really sort of a first steps into the Warhammer 40,000 gaming and hobby
Upkeep Warrior, I've
Yeah,
been
it's a
saying
little
we
bit
should
of
have
everything.
Space
The thing
Marine
that's cool about this to
Blood
point
Bowl
out is
team.
that while the other
Gaz says if we
sets,
get Dungeon
which are
Bowl
the
rules,
same
would they be
ones
able
from
to
the
use
140,000
at Bonehead
Armageddon set,
Bowl?
These ones are brand
Yeah.
new miniatures. So you've
Yes,
got 5
only
instances
June,
in there.
so
You've got Space Marine Lieutenant.
I can't remember what deadline we said for like the rules, but we are normally pretty lenient with it.
Boys, they are the Orc boys are the same kind of unit as the ones.
Not massively bothered about all the fancy 40k stuff they're doing, so we're going to turn them down ever so slightly. Why can we actually hear what they're saying? I turned the volume up because I had to blow my nose, so apologies. Boxes look decent product. Necron Blood Bowl team first. Wow, paint. I know, imagine that. Wasn't keen on the models, disliked 10th and 11th. Does fix it. Doesn't fix it, way too expensive. I get excited every time they're like, right, and more Space Marines. Terence Miltner, no Blood Bowl just yet. Billy Bird, definitely due for a Space Hulk re-release. Ooh. Definitely due for a Space Hulk re-release. I'd be well up for that. Caron. When is the Bonehead Bowl US tour? I mean, let's see how the rest of this year goes. Aranax, super unrelated to Space Marines. But if I like Dark Elf gameplay, what Dreadball team do you recommend from the All-Star box? Oh, Dreadball was so much fun. So the Jets, the Jets are mobile. And did we run them twice? I think we ran them twice. Not only are they mobile, but they're also Jervis Johnson's favorite team, and they're Jervis Johnson's favorite NFL team as well. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Caron in chat saying we need a Bonehead Bowl in America. Gaz the Toller. I'd be up for that, but I don't think I'd make it past the TSA. Daniel, glad to be watching the preview with you, Ben. Thank you very much for joining us. I fear for a Tzeentch team because I'd just be disappointed if they don't get a bomber. Merging. Imagine if they didn't get a bomber, but they got flamer or some kind of special rule that meant that like one of them could bomb every single turn. Gaz says, met Jervis once. He is the nicest guy. Honestly, we talked to him for a good hour and a bit about everything. Blood Bowl, Dread Bowl. He is well involved with Trench Crusade as well, and it's like a big passion project for him. Super cool. Okay, so I wasn't listening. Is this the pre-painted terrain? I'm gonna bring this up.
On battlefields, there's some of these in that combat patrol set that we just showed you before. There's more. There's also the galvanic network. This represents these power lines and things that run across the sort of ash wastes of Armageddon, and is a wonderful way to bring some character to your battlefield.
I know they're doing the pre-colored terrain now.
Looks like it's writhing with electricity, and you've got
which I think is a massive shame because terrain's like the most fun thing to paint.
Yeah, life's pretty tough for services in Warhammer 40,000.
It is. It's not the best.
Let's switch that down. Yeah, Bomber equals Flamer to me. Some ability that works similar, 100%.
And it's all
Siege team needs to be a stunty and have horrors. I mean, it's so perfect. Slanesh, replace Slan. Zinch, bring it in, make it chaos. Make it a stunty chaos team. Chef's kiss. Ah, okay. Ready painted.
Ready painted Battlefield Armageddon box, and this is everything you need for a full incursion-sized game of Warhammer 40,000.
So we like about Games Workshop, but I do like the Battlefields logo.
Ready painted and ready to go.
Yeah, the box is enormous. It is jam.
It looks retro.
Absolutely loads of fantastic terrain. And we've
Okay,
got one
how
here
much
to
do we
open.
think that's going to
So
be?
what we thought we'd do is actually just crack one open and build one of the terrain pieces in it,
so
nice and
while-
quickly to show you what it's like.
While Adam tells you about it, I'm going to build one of the terrain pieces in here.
Okay, Fireside Meeple. Made to order terrain from Necromunda. Do you mean the OG bulkheads? So that's quite cool. I do like that they're going with the pre-painted terrain and stuff like that, but I wonder if they're doing it to kind of combat the other games that are kicking up at the moment that are like easy to play, like StarCraft. I mean, I appreciate that there's going to be like a lead time. That means that they were doing this before the StarCraft stuff, but looks similar to the BattleTech logo, says Caron. One. How much does it cost? Tube says 1 kidney and a firstborn child. Do you know, 3 weeks ago when Libby was refusing to sleep ever, I probably would have made that deal. 1 steam machine. Right, Prim. Jay did tell us, but Jay has left the Blood Bowl team now. He's a lovely guy, actually. He did message me this week saying, good luck. An American. I'm American, but I've listened to the podcast so much I'm picking up British slang. I called something rubbish the other day. Do you know the worst thing is? I listen to so many NFL and American podcasts, NFL and UFO podcasts, that I use Americanisms quite a lot as well. Okay, the terrain is pretty cool. If you are playing 40, if you're playing 40k, I don't know. Like, I feel like this box is going to be more expensive than just buying a bamboo plastic printer. So I don't know. Daniel says, "Sweet, I'm a Bengals fan. Come on, Burrow. Let's see if he can carry the team entirely on his back this year." Big news for Warhammer Blood Bowl video game next week. It is not dead, guys. There's still hope for that 3rd season rules. Yeah, we need 3rd season rules and Rumble Bowl, the 7th version. That is something I'm very excited for. Matt McD, is this your first video as Ben 2.0? My first live stream as Ben 2.0. Upkeep Warrior True said, quick as you like, unironically, because it makes no sense, but now I just freaking say it. Yeah.
Nice. So this is on its way later in the year. We'll come behind all of
Lars, children. The last 15 minutes before their bedtime can be the longest 2 hours of your life. Nick says, useful for Necromunda. It's not good enough for Necromunda. It's too flat.
There you go. So yeah, really exciting. Whew. Okay, so we've talked about all of the star sets, we've talked about all of the terrain, the ready paint terrain, very exciting. I guess we should talk a little bit about the things that are coming along with the first codex of
Yeah, we should probably.
Oh god, it's going to be more Space Marines. Oh, it's orcs, right?
Get yourself a truck. I got soldier trucks. Big trucks. Bigger trucks. The best trucks. They's got all the gubbins and guns. Grabbing tools, grabby bits, shooters, rockets, you name it. Remember, walking is for gigs and grots. Go fast or go home.
Vehicles may explode when fired upon. Safety of transported boys is not guaranteed.
David McCarthy. This feels like a terrain shopping channel, waiting for the special offer to appear in the corner. Neither of them are standing. If this was a shopping channel, they'd be standing up. like demonstrating how tall it is and how good it is. The trucks are cool. Gorka Morka.
Let's do the mech first. So, orc mechs, those of you who know orcs will know, these are the mechanics that basically put together all of the weird and wonderful creations that go into battle alongside your orcs. They are surprisingly good at science.
Odd boys with the innate knowledge to just make awesome things out of scrap.
Gene-coded, innate, kind of inherited knowledge in terms of how to make things like teleporters and trucks and guns and
I
shooters.
wish I had those skills.
I mean, you know, if you play stuff, I'm sure you can do it. But yeah, this is a really cool miniature. It has a kind of really thematic. He's got a kind of spanner clobber thing there. He's got his slugger. But the thing that he really does is kind of bring with him all of the awesome machines that make Orc Army so fun to play in Warhammer 40,000.
So with no further ado, let's talk about the truck then, which is maybe the star of that show.
All right, the trucks are cool. They do look new like Mad Max, don't they?
Of the classic Orc truck that you know and love. A little bit bigger, a few more options, and is really just wonderful to look at. It comes with a variety of options in terms of weapon mounts. You've got the big shooter, you've got the rocket launcher, you have options for a grabber claw and a buzzsaw, and all of those can be swapped in positions on the top so that you can build different configurations.
They've got to bring back Gorka Morka now.
You're making your truck.
Now they've got the
This is
kit.
a phenomenally cool miniature. Like the current truck is really cool, right?
Absolutely.
The truck that is in current Orc armies is a perfectly good vehicle, but it has
The
it's been with it
suspension
for a long
work
time
on
now,
that
right? Like
is mad.
it's been
What is it, 15 years?
They've done a really
Something
great
like
job
that,
with
it's been around
background
for
as
a while.
well.
This
The
is a
photography
beautiful
here is
reinvention
very,
of it.
very, very
The thing that
cool.
really makes this is the fact that you can build it in so many different ways. Where the
Absolutely wicked. Orcs are just kit bashers. Anyone else watching this from their office? I mean, yeah, me. County, hello from Finland. My Skaven team is painted as Washington Commanders. Do you know, the Commanders have been fun the last couple of years. Why have they still got Held Blood Bowl background on? Oh, High Elf Blood Bowl background on. I imagine it was just the last one that they had. Feels a bit small in the back, but does it cool. It's entirely possible they've got like extra riggings and stuff for extra transport. I don't know. When I was younger, we managed to get like 8 people in my Ford Escort, so I feel like you could probably get more than that in one of these vehicles. Rowaness is a work from home, so yes, watching from the office. Go Commanders! That classic goth scheme. I actually prefer the older truck. I do like that they mix well. That's good. Charon at work on my lunch break. I love getting to steal Charon.
will be revealed potentially if the orcs do well in the Siege of Deathmire campaign that's currently running. So if you want to see some more orcs, play some games, send in your results, and you might get to see some more very, very soon. There are a few other boxes to talk about today, though. We've got the other stuff from Armageddon as well.
Yeah, that's right. So essentially, if you wanted to pick up some of the things from Armageddon...
Do you remember the little teaser trailer they did for this? They were like, oh yeah, we should probably talk about 40k as well. I mean, how far are we in now? 20 minutes. 20 minutes and we're still looking at the stuff that's already been released. Oh, Charon. 4 hours to go to the week-long vacation. Fantastic. Captain Obvious driving to work. Branded villain, you've never been to the Philippines and seen how many they can fit in one of those jeepneys. Almost looks like the Snotling pump wagon. Does anybody else remember when they showed off the Nurgle book on one of these streams for like 25 minutes? That was the best. That was the best. Oh, Fireside Meeple feeling the need to bring back Dark Future 40k. Do you know, that is something I really genuinely truly miss about Games Workshop stuff. Is when they used to just make random games just because, like, that was so good. Check my hours today and turns out I have 9 weeks of paid leave saved up. Whoa. My God. Do it.
Yeah, so one of the big changes to the rules in this codex versus the previous ones was in the last
I do like the codices, but I much prefer them
So if some of it you could only use in Crusade
as an
games,
app,
for example,
I think.
all of the rules in this
But
codex,
there is
and
nothing. There is nothing quite so good as sitting there with a book, whether it is a Spike magazine or a Kings of War book or something, and just going through all the lore. The Old World journals are so good for that as well.
Detachments in this codex.
That's loads of ways to use
Loads
your
of different
army,
ways to
right?
put your army together, ranging from lots of different sizes in terms of detachment points. It gives you a huge variety.
Ben's got a year of paid leave saved up. Kinda.
You could probably get
It's unpaid leave.
some fast ones, some stompy ones.
Yeah, the
some
Fly
all
Boys
of-
gives itself away. Doesn't
Right,
it?
let's-
Red
let's look at
Sven,
what you could
don't know what it
probably
is
get.
about the new orcs, but something's off. The designers have clearly seen the orcs I love, but they don't seem to get the vibe. A lot of the new orc stuff, and this is going to be very contentious, some of it looks like they used AI prompts to come up with the designs to then make the models from them. It is a soft cover codex. To be fair, back in 3rd edition, codices were soft cover, and that was fine. All the old 4th edition and 5th edition, 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy army books were soft cover. Maui Rock. I think if they announce anything Blood Bowl, it'll be rated to the video games announcement next week, which we'll mostly all know. Indeed. Are they going page through page Orc Codex? Whoa. Yes, they are. They are. They're trying to beat Ash from Guerrilla Miniatures Games to it. Oh, look. Page 3. Terrence Wilner, my dad was an old school and told me no matter how much time you have banked, never take more than 2 weeks off at a time. They might realize they don't need you. That's fair. All the way through 5th edition. Is that when they started bringing the hard... Do you know, guys, I think I'd stopped playing non-Blood Bowl Warhammer by the time they brought in hardcover stuff. I think I did. With how practically worthless the actual rules are part of the codex is now anyways, I'm fine with paperback. Used to be annoyed with it. Prim, wake me up when 40k is done. Absolutely. Tube, boo, enough orcs, get moving. Oh, page 4. Thank you so much for the super chat. Panthers man, I think you and your friend are bang on. Like, I would love either one of those things, but I think, look, every time I get excited and hopeful, Trips is the first one in line to be like, look, Ben, hope is the devil. Do not trust a hope. I think I'm not trusting it. I'm not trusting hope. We've got 3 teams over the last sort of 9 months. I'm feeling pretty good still. 40k, 40 winks. Hey, Prim. Oh, man. Can you imagine if this whole stream and the last thing they do is just say, Blood Bowl 3 is still here? And there's a chance that's going to happen, isn't it? It's weird how they're mentioning 40k. Ben, I've painted my Palatine Enforcers. Oh, I love the Enforcers. I love them. They're so good. At this rate, it'll be a 40k Orcs team. It's probably in the back of this book. It'll be a while to be at the back page of this book. Simon Newton, I'm here at last. Hope I haven't missed much. Do you like Orcs that you've already seen? If you expect the worst, all surprises are pleasant ones. Yes, but you'll never get up in the morning. It's important to get up in the morning. Okay, I'm going to zip up the volume here because I think we're going to introduce the next thing.
Coming, and it sounds both really cool and really thematic. So I'm quite excited to see what happens with that. And then I imagine all the other codexes that follow.
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect. So, yeah, the first codex coming down the pipe is Warhammer 40,000 Orcs, and it looks amazing.
Please
Do
don't
stick
talk
around. We
about
have
the
more
second.
Warhammer 40,000 for you later in the preview.
Yes,
as
yeah,
well,
we'll be
so do stick
returning
around.
to the 41st millennium later on in the show. For now, though, we're going to segue into something which is quite interesting. We've talked a lot about ways to get
not
people
trust a
who are
hope,
new
it
to
is forsaken these
Warhammer
lands,
started with
absolutely.
Warhammer 40,000. So let's talk for a little bit about the Warhammer Academy.
Warhammer Academy? What is this? This isn't a book about Space Marines. I feel like someone's about to tell us a story about how Sean Bean doesn't like helicopters.
Wise wizard beneath the mountain, we are in search of enlightenment. Long and difficult has been our journey, and many things are still hidden from us.
Tell me what you seek.
What is the difference between the Black Rage and the Red Thirst?
How do you get decals to lay smoothly on a Space Marine shoulder?
Yeah.
And how exactly do you use command points?
Ah!
Oh no, it's going to
So
be
you
an
seek
AI
to
agent,
learn the
isn't
ways
it?
of Warhammer.
So, wise wizard beneath the mountain. What is the Warhammer Academy?
I'm so glad you asked, Eddie. Warhammer Academy is a really exciting thing that we've been working on behind the scenes here at Games Workshop for a while now, and is the perfect way to answer the question, how do I get started with Warhammer? The idea is that people can come to this website, which is free to use, and they can get guided first
Phil,
steps
whatever this is,
on
I
how
bet
to
Sean
begin,
Bean
exploring
does.
Warhammer. So there's going to be at launch like well over 100
Oh,
videos,
man.
which are all video lessons that deal
I
with
do not-
the lore and collecting, with painting and modelling, and
Yep.
with gaming to get you on your first steps. I'm out of breath. I have to
Bullseye,
throw this costume on
swoop,
to
and
get you
lethal
started
fight
on your
skills
sort of
have
first
made
steps through
playing
Warhammer.
this summer so much fun.
When the website
Daniel,
launches,
thank
it will
you
focus
so
on
much for the
Warhammer
super
40,000
chat.
to
And yeah,
coincide
the
alongside all of these new starter packs so that people can like
the
experience
fun goblin
Warhammer for the
skills
first
have
time
been brilliant for
and
Blood
go
Bowl
through
this edition. If you want to see a really fun bullseye swoop situation, I think with Lethal Flight as well, you want to check out the Gutter Bowl game that Nick did with Prim and High Elves and Goblins. Black Orcs. Oh, that was a quality game.
And then the gaming side takes it
Gaz, so they've made a website to do what people used to go to the stores for. Nobody cares, says Prim. Imagine they open up Warhammer into the Lime Scale Caves underground. Here for the Blood Bowl and only Blood Bowl. Yeah, wait, the High Elves are still there if I squint. My stream doesn't have that at all.
And they'll be able to take their first steps.
Guys, I don't know what you're seeing. However, okay, so I guess what we need to do then is Bonehead Academy. Should we all work on that together? Get the Bonehead Academy up and running.
And sharpen those skills and your confidence.
Karen, I saw a statistic that Sean Bean has a higher mortality percentage than Kenny McCormick from South Park. Yeah, but with a much bigger build-up.
See Warhammer Academy for yourself.
Sounds great.
Perfect. I'm really excited.
Okay.
Right. Now I'm going to get out of this costume, and while we do, let's travel to the old world.
Ooh, okay. Oh, here's your chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is the starter set. This is the starter set with Warriors of Chaos, who are new, and they are cool looking. They look good. Oh no! Oh no! I'm gonna have to buy things. Can I teach procrastination in the Bonehead Academy? And a two-headed Chaos Dragon. A Sorcerer Lord with with a strong hand. There is a cool
Welcome
new
back.
core
I've returned
set.
to normal, and we are now thrilled by some news for Warhammer The Old World. That was a great-looking box of miniatures. There's a lot to talk about. We've got some of the models here to get close-ups on in a little while. For now, let's dive into that new two-player box for Warhammer The Old World. This features two armies going head-to-head. You have the army of Grand Cathay going up against the Chaos Warriors. So within it, you will see in a moment the Cathay force. This is Grand Cathay. They're fairly recent addition
Yeah, they're
to
quite new
Warhammer The
miniatures,
Old
aren't they,
World.
these ones?
And this is an army you'll have already seen before. So you've got the Jade Warriors. You've got
Marcus
the Jade
says, are they
Lancers.
splitting them or
You
putting them all in
you'll be
one
familiar
set?
with. And they're taking a big part in the sort of ongoing struggles in the old world at the moment. They've dispatched an enormous force to aid against the Chaos invasion that's taking place.
How close is Old World
It's a
to
beautiful
old Warhammer
army.
Fantasy Battles in the rules?
You've seen it before.
Is it at least
the
rank and file?
showstopper for this new
It's
box
similar-ish
is the wonderful new range of all
to
plastic Warriors of Chaos,
6th
which
with a bit of
you'll
8th
find in
added to
the
it.
other half of this box set. So here you can
And
see the
oddly
Chaos
like a
Warriors
random bit
themselves.
of 4th.
Yeah, this is an amazing update to your Warhammer Old World Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos, of course, one of the archetypal villains, or the archetypal visuals, really,
Matt,
of
new rules for
Warhammer,
Old World. I
the
just
Old
got the
World.
I just got the
This
rule
is a
books.
really cool
I think
army.
that
All the
version
bits in this are
1.5
multi-part, and these are
is
all
going to be
brand new
something.
plastic miniatures.
Yeah, absolutely. So
You need,
Chaos
if you want
Warriors
to play
are kind of
this,
the mainstay of the Warriors of
look
Chaos
at
Army.
this.
These are elite heavy infantry in.
I'm going to get my longbow out when they update this and see if it will shoot through
They
this.
stride forward in ranks of hard to kill warriors, and they will deal punishment when they get there. Of course, they are. But
I've just
part of
realised
this new force.
what
the
I've
other
got
part,
at
and
my
perhaps
desk
the
here.
most iconic of the Warriors
Old
of Chaos
World.
units. are
Looks
the
like they're
Chaos
about to
Knights.
upgrade that.
These are super elite heavy cavalry.
Necromunda,
Inside this new box,
which
you
it
get
looks like
4
they're about to
Chaos
upgrade
Knights.
that.
It's a
That's
classic size. If you
Trips's
remember
book.
Days of yore, you're going back in time a long way
I
now.
don't think he's going to want
Chaos
that
Knights
back.
used to often feature in units of 4. So you have
£180 for an Old World starter set.
and then an additional knight. They can be swapped out with the lances.
The Kings of War starter
And
set
you can
was
add into the unit, obviously, and
Yeah,
make
absolutely.
it bigger.
£80.
You get 4 in the box. You'll be able to
But
get more as time goes on. So if you want
there's
to build
more
bigger
models
units
here.
of Chaos Knights, you certainly will
More
be able to.
complicated models at the
Chaos
very least.
Knights are some of the
I've not been following Old World a lot, but in the
hardest-hitting
marketing
and
lead
most
up to the
dangerous cavalry
first release,
units
they
in
led a lot
Warhammer.
with Kislev.
They're also just
no Kislev yet.
Almost the archetypal heavy cavalry, right? Like
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
you build an army for Warhammer the Old World, you're like, well, I can take a charge, but could I take a charge from Chaos Knights?
Probably
it's like
not.
the absolute pinnacle of the hardest
Merging.
hitting unit.
I don't mind some
So
updates and
lots of people
modernization, not
very
tied to
keen
any specific
include
old
this unit in
edition,
their army.
but
If you've got a
AOS
Chaos
just being
Force, so,
40k with a lick of
almost
paint always
never
rubbed me the
see a
wrong
Chaos
way.
Army without a unit of Chaos Knights. They're just so...
AOS wishes it was 40k from a rules point of view. The rules that they did a very strange thing with AOS. Third edition was pretty good fun. Lots of people liked it, really liked the edition. Then they simplified it and murdered its soul a little bit. Very strange.
A demonic mount.
I like these Chaos Warriors. The fact they're more metally than black does make you think, and I think Nick said this in chat, make you think of like the old plastic Chaos Warriors that were like 5th edition, that were still floating around when Warriors of Chaos came out for 6th edition. Looking very spiky. Too wide, says Brute Fun. Brute Fun. Come on. Come on. It's time to start making more Old World, more fantasy battles models. I know, Blood Bowl. I know, Blood Bowl. But also, Chaos Warriors. Goblin Squig Riders with spears.
Box. It's a 2-player core box for Warhammer The Old World. It's essentially what you need to start playing Warhammer The Old World if you haven't before. It's an enormous box. It contains the armies. It also contains the rulebook and a muster list. The rulebook is the same rules as you currently use for Warhammer The Old World. So if you're sat there worrying that this is going to change the rules that you're playing with, it won't. The difference really with this rulebook and the rulebook you already have, if you're already playing The Old World, is that the erratas and things that exist online are woven into this. So,
Okay, so they've put the 1.5 FAQ into the book.
And
So
then,
it's the same
further to
edition,
that, it
the
has an
same
additional
rules.
section called Battle March. We'll talk more about that in a little
I
while.
saw another miniature when we were showing up some of that
Yeah,
Chaos
we'll
stuff.
just talk about the muster list before we go. Muster list is the rules for the models that are in the box. There you go. This is how to play Warhammer, all in one handy box, and it's
All
very
right,
exciting.
Old World did well
and
enough to get a
continues
starter
the
set.
thing that we know and love. Now,
Let's talk dragons, Adam.
yeah, let's talk dragons.
Oh,
We're all very
it's a
excited.
dragon.
This might be my favourite thing in the entire preview. It is
Love
such
dragons.
a show-stopping
Dragons?
model. This is the
Dragon was one of Libby's earliest words.
Eddie.
You just get a sense of the size of it just from that shot where it was already taller than the 3-story building
Yeah, no
behind
kidding.
it. It is an absolutely enormous, phenomenally cool miniature for Warhammer the Old World. I think probably the biggest monster we've had released yet.
It's got to be right up there, and there have been some fantastic kits since Warhammer The Old World launched. There's things to talk about. The first, I want to just wax lyrical on how cool Chaos Dragons are. We've seen this image before of Chaos Dragons with 2 heads. There used to be a special character Chaos
Yeah,
Dragon.
Garak the Chaos Dragon, which was the kind of one that had eaten the Lord of Change, and then before that you had Von Horstmann,
That's right,
who
yeah.
was the kind of former College of Magic in the Empire character, who was on a 2-headed Tzeentchian dragon.
Caron
But
says,
that's
new
a
starter
long
set
time
for Blood
ago.
Bowl as we're
We've
doing new
never
starter
had a
set
plastic
boxes.
version of it. A plastic 2-headed Chaos Dragon has been a long time coming, and I think even though we've waited decades for it, this is worth the wait. This
Yeah,
is a
absolutely.
really cool model.
It's also what we sometimes call a two for kit in that you can make a different option with it. So you've seen the Chaos Lord. This is a Sorcerer Lord. And there's some
David
differences.
Warner.
The first is the Rider, obviously.
Nice to see,
He's
dude,
now
but also
a Huntsman
Dragon Blood
Wizard
Bolt
Chaos
team.
Sorcerer, which is a
Yeah.
powerful unit in its own right. It can
Reed
be up
says
to
the
a
dragon
level
looks
4
great,
wizard.
easily the
He's not
best
bad
dragon
in a
they've
fight.
ever
He's
done.
backed up by a two-headed Chaos Dragon.
Uh-huh.
Everything you would
Yeah,
want
you're not going to
ensure.
kill him with a light cavalry unit.
yeah,
are
it's
you?
going to be
absolutely
pricey,
not.
but this is
Additionally, there's some
pretty
slight
fun,
differences
guys.
with the dragon itself. You'll notice that this one
do
has
we,
sort of
do we,
different
do
frills
we,
and things.
do we?
So if you wanted to,
Do we jump into the old world on the Fantasy Channel?
A bit different, and then with a little bit of sort of paint magic, what you've got is two very striking, different looking Chaos Dragons in your army. Very exciting centerpiece model. The images that the video team have put together here capture its
Princess,
majesty.
got to put 40k in Old World
Possibly
first so Blood
even
Bowl
better in
fans
the
will
flesh,
watch.
And we have it on the desk here, so you can see it looming over some of these new Chaos Warrior
Yeah,
models.
Berry,
Yeah, one of
the legacy factions being legacy factions and treated the way they are is the biggest reason I don't play. Vampire counts, Skaven, like they're like two of my armies, you know. Still amazed you didn't call Libby Hackflem. Well, you don't know her middle name.
You would get if you built it with the Chaos Lord, and then this is the Chaos Lord on foot if you built it with the Sorcerer. So, crikey. Always worried I'm going to destroy a heavy metal model live on video. Really a great kit. You can see all the other things in
Just
front
the
of us
size
as
of
well.
it as well. I mean, these are big models, right? The Chaos Knights are not small cavalry models, and this is about 4 times the height of them. So it's a big old beast, and also just phenomenally good in the game as well, right? Like a Chaos Lord on
Aaron X says, would you do Trench Crusade in fantasy or sci-fi? Because it has demons, but also machine guns. Interesting. Trench Crusade, definitely sci-fi. War Machine, a fantasy game, but I would put it in sci-fi because I think it's much closer to like 40k than it is Warhammer Fantasy Battle. It's a complicated line. Bill says, I would love to start Old World, but just don't have any more cars to sell. Is there still Egrim von Horstmann? Libby stab. Yeah, we're going through a Libby kick phase at the moment. Literally was sat there with her the other day, merrily just drinking my tea, and she just flew through the air like Kung Fu Panda and just like kicked the tea everywhere. It was impressive.
On some other things that would be useful. So here you can see common magic items and laws of
don't
magic.
care. I mean, I do like having cards and stuff for reference. It is actually pretty good, but it's just not necessary, is it? How would a Vampire Star player play on a Tomb King's team, or am I better off starting with Necromantic Horrors? Look, a Vampire Star player is going to have challenges on either one of those teams. I assume you're talking about Captain Katarina? God, I can't remember. The captain. There's no thralls to eat, but she's got a special power that means the first time she goes to...
And more scenarios and ways to play are found inside this Battle March General's Companion. So whichever one you want to take as your option,
Okay, yeah, I'm buying that.
You can start playing, I don't know, like lunchtime leagues or maybe like a campaign.
Okay. Battle March coming to the Fantasy Channel. I think we've got to do it. We've got to do it.
To help you with that, they are releasing the first of our Battle March armies. So this is the Warriors of Chaos and Grand Cathay Battle March armies.
That is clever.
Deliberately designed to give you a good Battle March experience. And you could totally add these to the new box, and then you have nice big armies if you wanted to play larger
we were
games too.
talking about if you add either of these boxes onto your the new sets coming out with the Warriors of Chaos and the Army of Grand Cathay, and then you add something like
Prim says, Buddy used her with Tomb Kings and it didn't go well. That first time she fails, she gets to bite an opponent. That's wicked. After that, it's a bit risky. Werewolf Star Player is perfect on the Tomb Kings team. He's perfect all the time. Wilhelm Chaney is fantastic. Chaos Journal, cool. Old World are crushing it. This is very exciting. Yeah, Wilhelm Chaney is fantastic. Movement 8, Strength 4, Wrestle. He does everything you want him to do. If you can ever take Luther, he's a powerhouse as well. And Ivan is phenomenally useful as well. Block, Tackle, Strength 4 piece with no nega trait. Fantastic. Tube says, maybe we'll get Frankenstein or Bryce today. That would be interesting. I'm interested as to where they've gone. Stein, Cheney's just a super useful player. This is, I think... Okay.
It's not quite the old world, but it's very similar. Let's talk about Blood Bowl for a minute.
Here we go, guys.
Blood Bowl is the game of fantasy football, and there is some really exciting things to show with the release of the new Spike Journal. This is Spike Journal 22. Blood Bowl 7s is the theme. What's Blood Bowl 7s? I hear you ask. Well, I'm glad you did.
Blood Bowl 7s, Adam?
There you go. Perfect. Blood Bowl 7s is essentially
here we go.
Blood Bowl, which is akin to like rugby 7s or five-a-side football. So you're compacting your team. You're playing faster games on a smaller pitch. It's very frenetic. It really changes quite a lot of the tactics and the ways that you would play.
New 7s pitches,
and
aren't
makes
they?
For a entirely different and very fun experience.
Are they new 7s pitches?
You get 4 of your positionals in this game, so you've got quite a lot of skills and things on the tabletop, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm excited for this, but I'm even more excited for what we're about to show you, which is some fantastic new Blood Bowl miniatures. The first of which is a new big one available for several teams. This is the Rat Ogre.
I love this model. I think the thing that I most love about it is if you look on his shoulder, he has a little rat with a piece of cheese and a flag on his tail.
That is beautiful, but is it better or as good as a rat wearing a gas mask and carrying a lump of warpstone?
It's very close, and I think you'll have to make that decision for yourself.
Look
Get
at him.
of your own
Oh, that's
rat ogre.
clever.
I think
You could build your Rat Ogre without either of those rats, but boom.
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, you could if you wanted to
That
have a
looks
rat on his shoulder.
properly
Yes,
like
you could do
the
that,
sort of
but
7th edition
does anyone
Skaven
want that?
stuff.
This is also a great model, but if
New
you're not
pitch,
taking one
Spike
of the
for
rats, I think,
7s,
you've got mad.
another Rat
This is available
Ogre.
for a number of teams. Obviously, you can use it in the Skaven team, but also the Underworld Denizens and the Chaos Renegade teams. If you want some real muscle to go in there and just clobber the enemy, break the enemy line so that your team can run through and
You've got
score
some
goals.
mutation options in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of big uns, there's another one on the way. This is a Minotaur.
Or Minotaur.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a Minotaur, come on.
This is another one of those iconic, heavy-hitting Blood Bowl units, and it's again available for a variety of Blood Bowl teams. You can use it in the Chaos Chosen, you can use it in the Chaos Dwarf
Okay,
list,
some
you can use it in
alternate
the Chaos
faces,
Renegade
multi-part
teams,
plastic Rat
and
Ogre.
here you can
Yes,
see the
I reckon
different
so.
ways you can build it to fit more in with the teams that you're used to using.
Yeah, so this one here
Multi-part
on the screen at the moment,
mutations
rather
for
than
the Minotaur.
hands or even hooves, has got kind of scorpion claws.
Why catch the ball, right?
Yeah,
I like
he's
that.
not going to do much
They've kind of
catching, but
gone
he might do
Chaos
even better clobbering
Dwarf
than a regular
style
Minotaur.
and
Yeah, no
just
kidding.
Chaos
Now,
style.
Those are wonderful. The thing
Okay,
I'm most
okay.
excited about, not just for this Blood Bowl reveal, but maybe in all of Blood Bowl, is our next reveal.
He is your favourite, Adam.
Morgenthorg is my favourite thing about Blood Bowl. I
wow.
absolutely love him. He's been an iconic character from right from the start.
That
there is a new
is a
multi-part plastic
Blood Bowl
Morgenthorg model
ogre.
coming, and he is
And he's got
wonderful.
different
The
pieces,
kit
so he can be
enables you
Old
to
World
make
or
him one of
Chaos.
3
Cameraman,
very
thank you very
iconic
much for
designs. So you
subbing.
can see the Reichland Reavers
That
one,
looks
which
very old
really
Morg.
sort of connects to that iconic artwork that we're used to seeing with Morg. Here
That's
is another
very
version. This is
cool.
him
Okay.
in his gouged eye.
They've dropped
motif when he
the
played for an
big
orc team,
guys so
and you can see,
far,
like, the orc,
Chaos
charms around
Renegades.
his neck. This is for the Chaos All-Stars when he played with that team. That was his first ever team. You see, he's still got hair.
And you can see he's also got each of the Chaos
That
Gods icons on his little
is-
chain around his neck as well, which
That
is really
is
cool.
cool.
I absolutely love it.
Right, the models in
If
the
you are
background are
unfamiliar with
definitely
Blood Bowl
Chaos
or Morg in
Renegade
particular, let me just tell you,
humans,
he's
but actual
genuinely
humans
one
from
of
the team
Adam,
now.
can you take him in a halfling team?
You can, and I have used him to lead my halflings to almost glory
Almost
a number
glory,
of times. I love him. He's so good. He hits like a freight train. He's really heavily armored. He's got great skills, mighty blow, loads of armor, everything you could possibly want, and he costs a load of points. So halflings are really cheap. So you
Can he
stack
throw
a lot of-
halflings?
He can
That
throw a
ogre
halfling. In fact, my
is a
halfling,
little
my favourite
derpy,
halfling, Captain Colin,
and I
scored
love
many
him.
a touchdown or nearly died as he would be locked down
I mean,
the
we're
pitch. I could
spoiled
talk
for
about Morg
ogre
far too long.
sculpts.
He's coming soon.
Fruity.
I'm very excited. Please
Spoils
let
us.
me have one. Let's look at the
Oh,
models.
look at that.
Okay.
That
these
is
are all the models.
There we
brilliant.
go. These are the beautiful heavy metal painted Morg models, and here you can see what they look like. So going sort of from this side onwards, this is Morg. Were you to build him in that sort of gouged eye look, and you see his armor
Yes,
looks like these
that's
sort of armor,
really cool.
Sort of Black Orcs wear.
Yeah, so you got different armor, different head, different chest plates. You've got a bunch of different options.
Yeah, and then this is Morg with the Reichland Reavers uniform.
Oh,
and
let's
then,
be
From,
fair.
I think, the first
Brute
edition Blood
Fun
Bowl?
Oh, yeah,
sculpts are just
really. I think he's been on a couple of covers.
tier.
And then if you want to do them as Chaos All-Stars, you use this
Mort,
one.
thank you for
But
subscribing.
ultimately, build your Morg how you want and just go and clobber the enemy and score some
Note that the
touchdowns.
announcer for the first time is actually
We have the
excited
other
to
models on the
talk.
table as well. You can see the Minotaur, a Rat Ogre, and then another Minotaur. These are all hulking
him so you
models.
get a
They
really good
tower
shot
above
of
the
that.
average lineman.
Caron, the
There you
bases
go.
aren't
That's the real
square
stuff.
enough.
She's the star, yeah.
Yeah, I like the variation there. That's
so
good.
we go.
That's
A
really
good time for
cool.
Blood Bowl, 3 amazing new big characters coming your way. A new way to play Blood Bowl in the new Spike Journal. I am very excited about this. And we are nowhere near done with this preview.
Let's keep going.
Right, why don't we go to the Age of Darkness?
Oh, don't be like that. Okay, right, I'm going to turn this down and we're going to talk Blood Bowl because everybody knows, I mean... All right. Okay, so the... Yeah, new Skaven models. Barry's got it. Right, okay, let's talk. Plastic guys look cool. I don't think the Minotaur is as good as the resin Minotaur they do now. The Rat Ogre is fine. The Rat Ogre they've got now is pretty good. The plastic Morg, that's awesome. I love that. The Spike magazine that they briefly touched on, this is fascinating. Spike magazine, 36 pages. Blood Bowl 7's rules, not 37 pages. So, what else are we going to see in there? I don't care. Like, what if they pad it out with more extra rules and stuff like this? What if, hear me out, they actually have some rules in there for taking 7s and putting it inside an 11s league? What if they have stuff like that? Because, I mean, the 7s rules does not need an entire spike, so there's got to be something more in there. But 7s is back, which is really interesting because we're halfway through filming the 7s games for Blood Bowl. Oh, there's a big amount of smoke there. They're probably fine. So no new star player, no star players at 7's spike, but we don't know what else is going to be in there. Prim says, reckon some stars in the spike. Man, I hope Blood Bowl 3 7s would finally be released. I think they're doing their own release, their own announcement next week, right? 7s, rosters, leagues, etc. Colin says, I've still got the 90s Metal Morg. Doesn't he, with the boots, the blue and white, looks so much like retro Morg? Really, really, really cool. Yeah, I'm fine. There was lots of smoke coming from the house across the street, so I don't know. Look, could be barbecue. Probably barbecue. Hopefully it's food barbecue, not human barbecue. It'll be fine. Bit disappointed, says Black Belt. Yeah. Am I disappointed? I'm not, actually. Look, one of the models are great. Love new models. They're not new, but the Morg is cool. Like, and if it's, yeah, the Morg is cool. The thing that excites me is a 7 spike. They're going to have to pad it out with interesting stuff. They just have to. There's just no other way. It's going to have to be star players. It's going to have to be league rules. There's going to have to be something extra in there. Tube says, hope they solve the insignificant issue for 7s. Yeah, there's a few 7s issues they need to solve in this edition. Why add stars to a magazine when stars are not allowed in 7s? Mike, get out. That is far too logical. That's a very good point. But what if it is a bunch of 7s level star players that you can introduce, like a budget Morg or a budget Griff for 7s? Maybe they'll put Gutter Bowl and Street Bowl in it too. Don't tease Nick. Be nice to get an answer of the lineman keyword. Don't count towards the positional limit. I really hope that anything with a lineman counts as lineman. But instead of being the 0 to 16. If new Rat Ogre, their new Skaven team, question mark? I hope so. And I hope they take it as an opportunity to bring back 4 gutter runners. That would be amazing. Bowling 01. Breaking news, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube watches neighbour's birthday. Look, I'm not filming it. Perhaps deep 7s league rules, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Dreadnought on screen is pretty cool, but it's Horus Heresy, it's Edge Case. I missed it. Are they plastic models? They didn't say that they're plastic, but the fact that there's multi-parts, it smacks of plastic. Stars in 7s. We've done stars in 7s. It is a ton of fun. It's such a really good way. If you've got 7s, if you've got star player models, right? You don't often get a chance to use them. So 700k in 7s and allowing star players, 0 to 2 star players, it's mad. We need to do this on the channel, actually. That is just so much fun. My solution is just to ignore insignificant for 7s because 7s, everyone is insignificant. Zinchling, yeah, I think that's bang on. gutter bowl rules in it would be really good. Morg was definitely plastic. They never mentioned for the rest, but multiple parts does suggest plastic. Oh, Notorious DAZ. Updated Dungeon Bowl rosters maybe in there. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? That would be really good. It's interesting. Any lineman keyword counts as a lineman for 7s, makes OWA even more broken, and Renegades viable. I don't think that makes OWA more broken, because the only other linemen are what you can take a halfling. That's fine. You can take 3 block dwarves, but they're expensive. And they are slow with very low edge, so I don't mind that. I think that's okay. They need to make them available at the local shop, absolutely. If they're plastic, then shops can stock them, which I think is going to be massively useful. It also means they're not going to be like 50, 60 quid, and you can only postal order them if you know a guy who knows a guy. So that's really good. Nick says, Gutter Bowl and Dungeon Bowl had its own book, though, so I think it's unlikely to be in this spike. Is that for Blood Bowl, or will they add more later? That. I mean, it is entirely possible they'll do a sneaky peek at the end of something different, but I think it's very unlikely.
This is Journal Tactica, Prospero Burns, The Judgment of Valdor.
We've got a book, so gonna zone out of that for a bit. Gazatola says, we did an All-Stars 7 series last edition. Each team was based around the league. Sylvanian Spotlight, so good. Tube says, I don't think they can do anything to the game without benefiting OWA now. The tree being given loner is something. I mean, OWA is just a really interesting and powerful team. Tube says maybe they'll become new goblins. Nerfs incoming. It's funny, isn't it? Because the loner that they took off them has made such a difference. I can dream, says Prim. Interesting. Okay, so that looks awfully like it's going to be it for the Blood Bowl announcements. We've seen the Old World announcements, which I was pretty hyped for. Caron, you've atted me. Better podcast, all things Blood Bowl. What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed?
Which really shines a light on an area of the Horus Heresy we've not looked at before. So it's quite exciting.
And that's the best kind of Horus Heresy games, ones where you're going back to those iconic moments in the lore and refighting it. Like, what if it was a little bit different?
Is it on the website?
Sort of the tactics were different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recreating those amazing stories.
Website mentions the Minotaur.
Sticking with the Age of Darkness, but going a bit smaller as we look at some Legions Imperialis.
Or possibly bigger.
But yes, bigger and smaller at the same time. We have 3
they're doing some Titans for Legions Imperialis, so we can afford to do this. And then go here, and then go here. Let's refresh the GW site and see. Ooh. Okay, Morgan Thorg. Soon to be available in plastic for the first time on the pitch. Is an absolute juggernaut. This is wicked. This is also wicked with the stripes as well. Beautiful job. 2 different heads. Yeah, very, very, very cool. Minotaur with multiple pieces. Plastic Minotaur. Rat Ogre. Plastic big guy. Blood Bowl 7s, only 7 players, mini mayhem. In the meantime, catch up with the big reveals. So that's it. So there's not a lot of details there. Spike Journal includes the rules you need to play smaller sided games, and the pitch is the perfect size, making it ideal for lunchtime leagues or quick play. Guys, Games Workshop are going in on fast play war games. This is mad. Your hands of the craze that's taking the Blood Bowl world by storm. Triumphant return. Blood Bowl 7s is back. Fan favourite. Return with its Gridiron Glory. Issue 22. Even more official content. Doesn't really give anything else away, does it? Interesting. Interesting. Where's my page gone back? There's a new article. Okay, it still needs some tweaks. I think loner on a few players. Animosity could help, but unsure how much. Absolutely. Okay, so just quickly checking back into the stream, they've got the Legions Imperialis. I guess these are new weapons. That I assume they're also going to make this stuff work for Adeptus Titanicus, if it's not already in there. Website's live with the new Blood Bowl updates. I really thought it directed towards a Renegade. Me too. I thought the plastic big guys were going to chunder along. Let's be fair. They need a new plastic troll. They need a new plastic troll, right? And the reason...
Warhammer Plus very soon. There is a new animation. Look at the butcher's nails.
Yeah. I love how every Space Marine animation just involves them running, but the way they run, they run exactly like Woody from Toy Story. All Space Marines run exactly the same way as Woody from Toy Story. I've said it to you now. Now you won't be able to unsee it. They all run like... It's amazing. In every Space Marine animation, they run... Like, it's funny because you'd think they run like Buzz, but they run like Woody. Quality. Caron, I thought I'd missed something. Definitely need more trolls. Yeah, we absolutely need more troll models. This is the mad thing. Like, every team with a troll takes 2 trolls. That's not fair. 2 teams with trolls take trolls, two trolls. But the point is, trolls are on so many teams, you want a second troll. They gave us a second tree man, and there's only 2 teams that take treeman. Plus, what else? Anybody have the plans to play Blitzball? It was, do you know, I've got a copy of it somewhere. That was... Did Ben Davey source it for me? I'm not sure, but never had a chance to play it. Rotspawn, Bloodspawn, Yeti, any other non-plastic big guys left? Matt McDee, I'd love to stay, but driving across country for a holiday. Have a lovely time, my friend. Great job, Ben. Loved it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Tube, does the morgue suggest we'll get more plastic stars? As long as they don't run like Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal doesn't run. Woody is the 11th Primarch. And Buzz is the 2nd. Those are the 2 missing Primarchs. Woodies, OWA gnomes, and halflings equals trees. Any idea when the new Spike would be released? Okay, we can do some maths. We don't have trips, but we normally like to use trips for calendaring. Earliest date is preview Sunday. Pre-ordered the 4th, out on the 18th of July would be the earliest. Okay, Age of Sigmar. I want to watch this.
Opens, hungering predator, sun eater, the gulping god. I see his will in the meat, in the marrow, in the blood.
That's a very big hat.
He is the hunger that endures through winter and war. He calls us to feast, to swallow the realms. Eat, eat, eat. First we're gonna beat 'em, then we're gonna eat 'em. First we're gonna beat 'em, then we're gonna eat 'em. First we're gonna beat 'em, then we're gonna eat 'em. First we're gonna beat 'em, then we're gonna eat 'em.
Okay, well, first of all, very catchy song. Good job, Mr. Ogres.
His champion
DB Patton, thank you for subbing. Hello. Okay,
That was very
new
exciting to see
ogors
such a large
for
amount
Age of
of
Sigmar. Not bad. I've just built a bunch of Mantic ogres. Very different style. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Morg, another player. Yeah, here's your ogre team. Here's your new ogre team. They have a Disney quality to them. Like, maybe not Disney, but maybe like an anime quality to them. Like, I feel like these are the kind of guys that Samurai Jack would fight. Blitzball Ultimate Season is currently 30% off of Barnes & Noble. Shipping is expensive for non-American, but I've imported a few copies for some friends. Well, that's stuck in my head now. I know. First we're going to beat them, then we're going to eat them. Armadillos. No, this is interesting. It's a tough one because they can't they couldn't have strayed far from the old design. A lot of this looks very familiar, but I guess that's the point of a redesign. But dark for Disney. Blitz Bowl is Warhammer Underworlds crossed with Blood Bowl. Underworlds is still going somehow, so hey, the head is too small looking, I know, even with the massive helmets. What do the helmets make me think of? Oh, that's a bird. Crunchy on the outside, soft in the middle. There you go. Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Armadillos. The Blood Bowl reveals were a little underwhelming. Look. We got 7s. There's a 7 spike coming. That's pretty cool. A new Morg. That's pretty cool. It was not the best, but I mean, we get a new version of 7s to play. That's quite cool. Rick High, yeah. Juggernaut, yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm the Juggernaut. Babe, I think it is, yeah. Uruk High crossed with Juggernaut. Yep, love it. Belly plate is way bigger. I know, the belly plate is much bigger. I don't know if the belly plate, it might be a little bit too big. Yeah. Caron says, well pleased with the reveals. It was more than a single star player. It was a star. It was a single star player. But also a 7 spike, and I love 7s. Guys, this is quite funny, but you've got Rumbly Bowl coming on Blood Bowl 3 in theory. Games Workshop are about to drop new 7s rules. Does that mean that even the Blood Bowl 3 new stuff is going to be out of date? And Prim, you're exactly right. We've had 3 teams in the last 9 months at a new edition. We've had a lot of cool Blood Bowl stuff. I don't know about you, but I'm still merrily playing Blood Bowl 2025 and learning things. So, from now on, they shall be known as the Eating Jugger High. Oh, I like that. Interesting with the Maul Beast Cavalry, like these kind of derpy things that are like Star Wars creatures. Hey, it's not kangaroos. It's not kangaroos, so chef's kiss on that one. Tube says, interesting thought. Will 7s be in the Almanac then? Is it worth waiting? The real question, I love that art. I love that art and I love the text. That's I like that style, actually. Well done, Age of Sigmar. You did a thing. Are we going to get almanacs? That's the question. Bill, I think I might have to branch out into 7s. Never played. I know, heathen. No. If you haven't played 7s because you've been too busy playing 11s, that's very okay. I think that's exceedingly okay. I learned I could move my troll and throw teammate just last week. Yeah, you can learn. You can move it. You can even pass the ball as well as throw teammate. Merging, missed it. Rewinding quickly. New spike with 7s. Rat Ogre, Minotaur, Morg. Absolutely. And now some Studio Ghibli eating Jugger High. All right, so we got new ogres for Age of Sigmar. We got some new Chaos Boys for the Old World. We got some Space Marines. Got some Orcs. I'm not that fussed about the 40k stuff. I'm medium about the ogres. They're quite cool. Age of Sigmar, until next year when they redo it and bring out version 5, is kind of not great, not interesting. Legions Imperialis was Titans that we already had, so that's fine too. The 40k stuff is cool, new Orc truck. It's really difficult now because they're replacing models that look really good anyway, so you're kind of like, this new truck is like the old good truck, but different. Mike V. 7s is the best way to play, absolutely. Caron says, I like the Lumi Realm Lords, but the kangaroos are a bit much, especially when they have horses. They've got horses right there. I don't understand. The Butcher does look a little bit Disney. There's something about, I think somebody else pointed out that some of the heads look a little small. So these are cleavers. Saving best till last. New Necromunda version coming, Nick. Yeah, they're going to go Necromunda and then Battlefleet Gothic and Space Hulk. and all my redundancy package will be gone. You can eat plastic, right? Ah, I broke my chair. Ah. All right, there we go. No news on Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 5th edition or BB3. No, I think we've got BB3 on its own coming soon, haven't we? Claude, our league plays sevens during the summer, and the players plucked by the big league can then be drafted by the teams during the autumn season of 11s. Absolutely. Love that. Very much love that. Okay. Let us. What was on the list? Have we had everything now? Is it just Necromunda we're waiting for? No, there's Kill Team, isn't there? There's Kill Team as well. It's quite a girthy preview. The thing is, with the Age of Sigmar stuff, I did this with the Chaos Dwarves, right? They release these forces, and it's kind of like when they did Votan for 40k. Like, they drop out some cool new units and stuff, but then it's only half an army, and it's only half an army for quite a while. They kind of did that with Cathay as well. That's what the leftover sprues are for, eating. Yeah, yep. Aranak says more 40k at the end. Yeah. It's tough because these... Right. I don't know what you guys think about this, but the 40k stuff they showed at the beginning of this, with the exception of the truck was new, right? They could have done that. The starter sets, the paint set, and all that kind of stuff. I think that should have been a Warcom article, because it's all models we've seen before. Like, it's cool that it's got a new box, but it's like, we've done the big 40k release. It'd be like using a preview to show off, like, Bretonians as their own box after they were in the starter set. That seems a bit strange. Bill says they haven't shown us the new Space Marine Lieutenant yet.
Units do stick around as well, so particularly some of the big Beastclaw Raider monsters. So if you've got some things like Stonehorns and stuff in your army, you can still absolutely use those, and they work really nicely alongside that.
A new Space Marine Lieutenant if it
Tyrant,
comes
which we have
with
one on the
an
table
entire
here,
Space
done
Hulk
up
game.
as a...
It's got that Beastclaw.
Yeah, got the kind of
vibe going on,
Beastclaw vibe. There with... I'll turn him around so you can see the kind of pelt on his back, which is really cool.
I mean, these are all very
Should
cool.
we have a little bit of a look at some of the rules?
Yeah, let's do it.
Aaron, will you be streaming any Blood Bowl 3 news 1st of July?
Yeah, so we're not going to go through the entirety because it's a big old page of rules. But if you're an ogre player or you want to know what you're going to be up against in Age of Sigmar, take your screen grab now. Fundamentally, they've got two big army special rules. The first of the army rules is if you are in combat with an enemy unit at the end of the turn, or you've defeated an enemy unit in combat, so...
This is busted, right? They were like, here's a Blood Bowl book, next. And now they're like, here's some ogres, and we're going to look at specific pages. Shenanigans. Claude says, we have a rule where only one race per coach, so when a player is plucked out, we go positional and skill rather than a player's race. Oh, interesting. That's cool. That was one thing that was really good about this edition of Blood Bowl, where they kind of added the keywords for positions. Lines up really well with how kind of Dungeon Bowl did it. Like, imagine they drop Dungeon Bowl and it's, you can choose 2 different blitzers. You can have 2 different blockers and build a roster that way. That would be really quite interesting. Did Warhammer Blood Bowl go already? Warhammer Blood Bowl. I mean, Blood Bowl 2025, we've seen it's a new Spike Magazine 22, which is all about 7s. A Plastic Morg, Plastic Minotaur, a Plastic Rat Ogre. Have I missed anything? Plastic Rat Ogre, Plastic Morg, Plastic Minotaur, and new 7s and a new 7s pitch. They didn't look at Horus Heresy either. Yeah, they didn't. Thank God they didn't look at the Horus Heresy books. Oh my god, this monster. No, I know what this makes me think of. It makes me think of the weird dogs from Ghostbusters, the OG Ghostbusters, the weird ghost dog that is friends with Ian Warhammer's just message saying, why do we need a third rat ogre? Well, Ian, this cavalry look a bit like Ghostbusters dog, Fireside, yes. Let me just correct Ian Warhammer and say, that, well, this one is plastic. Well, this one is plastic. Morg does look great. I think the exciting thing about Morg, and the thing Morg really does really, really well, is just shows off how great Chaos Ogres are. There's a team for you, Games Workshop. If you don't want to do Tzeentch as a Chaos Stunty team, give us Chaos Ogres. Like, just come on. Come on. That cool style. Cavalry look like Ghostbusters dog, absolutely.
Range refresh.
Yeah, we've got some close-ups here. Just a sense of how big they are. I don't know if we've got a human for scale. He seemed to have wandered up. Maybe they ate him when we weren't looking.
So here you've got Red the Moor in the middle. You can see the size of him.
Yeah,
He's really an absolute
cool.
beefcake.
Matt Smith, sorry for now. Anyone noticed the dugouts with the sevens pitch appear to have up to 8 turns?
Here on the side, you can see the Ogre Butcher. He's really quite an impressive model in his own right. And again,
Rat Ogre team confirmed.
If I
Sign
spin
me
around,
up.
you can see just how detailed these models
Do you know,
really
I think
are.
the sevens pitches dugouts have 8 turns anyway. I think they do. Late to the show, anything Blood Bowl so far? Goblins, yes, we have seen the next Spike magazine, Spike 22, is going to be sevens rules.
It's an incredible looking kit.
We don't know what's in the book other than sevens rules. And a new plastic Morg who looks great, and a new plastic Ogre, and a new plastic Rat Ogre who are also there.
So, anyway, these have disturbed me for long enough. I'm really excited to see them come out.
Oh, is it the score that goes to 8?
Quite a wave within the Mortal Realms. We are still not done yet. There is still more awesome stuff to talk about in this big summer preview. Next, we're going down to the Underhive.
Okay, guys, here we go. It's Monday time. Trips. Return to the Underhive and never left. New Escher. And some new Goliath stuff. Forged smelters, new core set. They are going all in on starter sets. Interesting. Necromunda skirmish. Tell me more, Games Workshop.
Welcome back and welcome to the Underhive with a new edition of Necromunda Skirmish. This is very exciting. I'm a big fan of Necromunda. I've played it since I was a 16-year-old boy, and it's great to see a new edition come. This is essentially an edition reset for Necromunda, and this core set here that you can see here, this 2-player battle box, is the perfect way to get into it. If you're an existing Necromunda player, we'll talk about some of the other ways too. Here you can see it on the screen. It pitches the crikey, you can see me going to my favourite gang just automatically. It pitches the Goliaths against the Escher in a classic house matchup. Let's have a look at some of the kits that come with it. We've got a box here which we can use as a prop, but we've got some great images to show on the screen. It contains 2 gangs within the box. The first of which are these. They're the Blades of the Matriarch. This is all new models. We've not released these ones before, and there's some fantastic options in there. At the back, for example, you can see a Huntress with auto pistols.
Fireside
and multi-harness.
Meeple. I'm
on
not
the right-hand
sure.
Side, you've got one,
I feel like he may have said
reset. A Blade Maiden with a shot.
I don't know if he meant just new
you've
set.
You've got the Chem Witch, who's got the auto chem. It's like crazy looking flamer thing that you can see towards the back. Loads of fantastic options to really fill out an Escher gang. If you've already got an Escher gang, you'll probably want to add these to it because it gives you even more options and even more fantastic models. This is also a perfect starting point for an Escher gang in its own right. You could never have played a game of Necromunda, and these would be a wonderful jumping on point. They go head to head with the Goliaths. These are the Forge Smelters. Goliaths, the House of Chains, known for their sort of industrial power. And all of these like heavily muscled, stim-enhanced warriors carrying weapons which kind of have an industrial feel. So you've obviously got the heavy stubber at the back, but there's loads of other weapons that might be less familiar. For example, you've got the
never been a better
Riveter
Necromunda set in the
cannon on the
mid-90s,
right-hand
all the
side.
card terrain.
Lady
Couldn't agree with you
Goliath is
more.
holding that. You've also got
Enjoy
things like
Prim tomorrow.
the Servo Medici that you can see on the Goliath at the front. You've got one with a chem slugger. There's loads of different things going on so that you can
Okay, so these are
either add these to an existing Goliath force or just use these as your first
Ashes and
Goliaths.
alternate
I really like
Goliaths.
the
That's
ignition
really
cannons
cool.
on
So
the
you kind of
left-hand side.
it's like
Two
Pokemon
fantastic
Silver
gangs.
and Gold.
You also find inside the box absolutely everything you need to get started playing. So you have the gaming mat, the measurers, the dice, the templates, all the cards and bits and pieces. You have a full rule book. You also have some terrain to position your gang behind to start playing your games. Essentially, this is a wonderful way to kick off Necromunda if you've just never played before and kickstart you into the new edition. So
that
you
is
can see like a close-up on some of those other
that
things
is like
as well.
no terrain.
There's really a lot to enjoy here in these gangs. And if you look at the back of the box, you can see it all sort of laid out, sort of panning around, just full to the brim of great Necromunda stuff. There's more to come in this new edition than just this. It's worth saying that Necromunda, the thing that makes it so exciting is this continuous war between the great gang houses. So there are 6 gang houses that you might be familiar with if you know Necromunda well. Essentially, you have the Orlocks, the Vansars, Cawdor, Dilac, Escher, and Goliath, and you can see them all displayed here. These are Underhive crew boxes. These contain models that you might already know if you are familiar with Necromunda, presented in a brilliant format that lets you essentially make one purchase to start an entire Underhive crew of your own. I'm a big fan of Necromunda. I've played it for years and years. I've got a really big Orlock gang, and I looked at the Underhive crew and was like, oh, that's essentially everything you need for a really fantastic Orlock crew. Things to talk about quickly while we're here. So obviously this box contains everything. If you just wanted the Necromunda rulebook, say you've got loads of Necromunda stuff and you don't want to buy a new the core box for some mad reason, then you can just buy the Necromunda rulebook. This is a large hardback book. It's just packed with lore and rules and all the good things that you would want to know about Necromunda. And it's been revised. They've made updates to the rules to sort of streamline things. Every role feels like it really matters. Games are very exciting. I'm really excited to sink my teeth into it. If you've got an existing gang and you want to know where you find the rules for that, there's 2 more publications coming along for you.
Okay, so
These
it
are
is
Gangs of the Underhive,
a
which deal with
legitimate
those 6
new
gang
edition
houses we talked about before,
of
along
Munda.
with various hangers-on and hired guns. And you've got Gangs of the Outland, which deals with those gangs and sort of Necromunda denizens.
Dave Holt, the Munda map looks like Underhive football pitch. Don't tease me, Dave.
Like the Ironhead Prospectors or the Ashwaste Nomads. And you'll find their rules along with the various hangers-on in those books. So essentially, pick up the core rule book, pick up the gangs of the book that you need, and you are good to go with Necromunda Skirmish. There's still more. Really useful to have on the side of the table. You've got the core gang tactics cards. I find having like physical things really useful, but when I'm playing Necromunda, it's a very tactile game.
Okay.
And you've also got the scenario cards, which help organise your campaign and get your games flowing really nicely. Also, if you want to like enhance your battlefield, get your game going, there's an enormous range of fantastic Necromunda scenery and terrain. The Zone Mortalis range is big and beautiful, and there's an addition to it now with these Factoria pipes. You'll find some Factoria pipes inside that core set, and there's even more if you buy this Factoria pipes box. And breathe.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favourite things about Necromunda is when you start to see people like really lean into the scenery and they've got their Zone Mortalis bit and then they start building up and you get the pipes and walkways and you can have like fights across the gantries.
Is that pre-painted terrain as well?
All that sort of good stuff.
Absolutely. My favourite games in Necromunda are always the ones which are played on multiple levels and you can blast someone off a 12-inch height precipice.
Necromunda.
I do like a bit of Ash Wastes every now and again though.
Yes, I agree.
You've
but
got to
that's
have the height.
There is something cool about like having a little
height
section of a city.
is the
I saw
hype.
that for the first time and it just blew my mind. If you've never played Necromunda before, this really is a perfect jumping on point.
Here we go.
Necromunda is a really exciting game. Ask any Necromunda fan and they will like enthuse about it, how great it is.
You've just invalidated
and if you're
25
an existing
books.
Necromunda fan and you're looking for new challenges, this is really great because the rules have been tweaked and streamlined and there's going to be new secrets to unlock. And it's going to be a good time to be fighting battles in the Underhive. The narrative that's been unfolding for the past few years, the Aranthian succession, is kind of done with. And I'm really excited to see where the team responsible for Necromunda take it in this new era. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And we are still
There's
not
more.
done. Yep.
Oh.
We are sticking around in the 41st millennium, but we're going to go to Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team with this.
Okay, Kill Team's an interesting one because they said, oh, this is where the Exodites are going to fall in then. Oh, clever girl meme coming.
After years of searching, we're closing in on something unseen for decades.
All right.
We are alive and well in this year of 2026.
Charon says so Trips has to replace his whole Necromunda library.
2026 Warhammer Bingo
Yeah,
card.
quite possible.
This is a super exciting box set.
Really, right?
This is awesome. So obviously, every time we have a new Kill Team box set, it's very exciting. This one, I think, it will be particularly interesting, not just for fans of Kill Team, but for fans of Warhammer 40,000.
So
Exodites are one of those
versus
last
Beast Snackers.
untapped, awesome bits of Warhammer 40,000 lore. Whenever we
what's
get
the
to kind
back?
of unveil a cool new corner of
Please.
the Millennium, it's always very exciting. I think Exodites absolutely fall into that little corner.
If you don't know what Exodite is, very briefly, when the Eldari Society was starting to sort of, way back before the fall, starting to fall into decadence and depravity, the Exodites were like, no, thank you very much. And they left main society and they settled on places far flung from the mainstay of Eldar Society called Maiden Worlds.
Beautiful jungle planets full of rich flora and fauna and full of all sorts of weird, wonderful creatures.
Absolutely.
And then when Eldar Society was destroyed in the fall, the Exodites were one of the few remaining bits that were left. Now, in the 41st millennium, they have these pockets of idyllic beautifulness across Warhammer 40,000. Obviously, this being Warhammer 40,000, if you've got something lovely, everyone wants to knock it over and invade
There's
it.
probably a war coming.
There's always a war coming.
Nice.
So whenever their planets are invaded, they have to
So
defend them with whatever
why
tools
did it
they
have
can
to be
find
Kill
available.
Team,
And
though?
the
I
closest
want
thing
these as
available
actual
is giant
units.
reptilian beasts that they can ride into battle
Should we
have a look at
crush
the
their
models?
foes with.
So,
It's
here
tough
we go.
because-
These are the Exodite Dragon Masters. Eddie, this is
Because stuff like Kill Team is a really good way to get fun stuff into 40k. But this is a really funny one because Exodites, you could just bring them in as an army like Votan and they would sell. Like they would sell hard. So it does seem like a slow roll because if they're coming out in Kill Team, it's going to be like a year before they have a faction in 40k. Dragon Knights to poke fun at OPR dinos. Beautiful jungle planets with no Catachans. We need Catachans. Darwin, I've been waiting 30 years for these Exodites. Nope, my friend and I already agreed to split this box. Probably a stepping stone to a Kill Team, and then if they're popular, make a proper army out of them. This is... Yeah, look, there's a lot of stuff here that I think is pretty exciting. Lego stores have buckets of whatever brick you need. Have Kill Team legal models available as singles. Pre-assembled? And painted. Kill Team is much more complicated than 40k. Kill Team is a tough one because it's his own game and it's just a bit... It is a deeper game, but I think it's less accessible than Blood Bowl's quite a deep game in its own way, but it's very accessible. You can play Blood Bowl at a shallow level, and it's fine. Kill Team, I don't think you can play at a shallow level. So no Harlequins. Nice dragon minis. Okay, I'm in. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. I mean, it's funny. If they were like, here's an Exodite army for 40k, that might have pushed me over because I am on the verge of 11th. I'm on the verge of giving it a go. I've printed a whole table of terrain. I've got the bunch of Tyranids, bunch of orcs. But nothing quite as exciting. Nothing quite exciting enough to pull me all the way in. I am intrigued, though, by the Munda. You have to follow meta for Kill Team. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't just play a team against another team. I guess it's kind of like Underworlds, and that's why Underworlds kind of is weird and kind of dies, is because they've got like cards and things, and you just like, give me a game where I can bring my models. Games Workshop makes great models. Let me use them. Like let me use them. Squigs. See that? That is a force I would play in 40k. Prim, Munda's cool. And look, the great thing about the Munda announcement is that none of your models are going away. I thought that when the rumors were that Escher and Goliath were going to be getting a new starter box, I kind of thought, oh, the old Eschers and old Goliaths are going to get gonned. They're good. They're good to go, which is fantastic because those are the only two teams that we have painted. I thought, oh man, they're going to bring out a new Munda, and all the models are good to go, just new rules, and that sucks. I haven't heard from Trips actually. It's Friday night, and I think he's been away with work this week. So it's entirely possible that he's asleep or driving, because it could just be driving. Okay, Blood Bowl is easy to play. It's just hard to get good at. Yeah, I mean... Dan, what did I just join? Are these like Eldar or New Force? They're old Eldar. They're an old Eldar sub-faction that rode around on dinosaurs called Exodites, and people have been wanting them for years because it's all Eldar that ride around on dinosaurs. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Ride me closer so I can use my lance. Look, if you're riding around on the back of a Velociraptor, it's not a bad choice of mount. Yeah. Trips is more of a whiskey or rum guy. I think it's going to be a whiskey or rum night as he sets his books up. Now, to be fair, we had our skip delivered today so that I could do a bunch of tidying and things, so he could always bring the books around and use the skip. Coyote, I love Exodite. Started converting my own army a while back. Yeah, come on. Imagine if they'd launched 11th edition of 40k and then brought in an Exodite army alongside it. So not only was there new rules for the edition, there was a new army to play as well. That's what I think the Blood Bowl starter set did so well, is you've got updated models and updated rules in Tomb Kings, and then there was Bretonnians. So I think that was so good. Joseph, very glad that you were spending time with us, dude. I intend to do more live streams. I haven't figured out what the plan is yet. I'll be honest. This week has been busy just with life stuff as well, so I've not had as much office time as I would have liked, but it's also been 37 degrees, so I also had plenty of office time. Prim says, what? No, I haven't. Love old rulebooks. Yeah, it's Trips too, so he's got all the tabs and things all laid up. Because before my heart started playing up, we were prepping towards a mini Munda series. Dan says, did I miss the Blood Bowl news, or are we second fiddle even to Kill Team? No, we beat Kill Team. But yeah, sevens. All right, let's.
And also the love and passion that spilled out of the Warhammer studios. They told us about
I think this is it now. I think there's just going to be a little bit of 40k
as we are, because they're very exciting.
Come on.
What else is there to say? We have come to the end.
Be something cool.
That was a lot of stuff, Adam.
It was a lot of stuff, and we said it would be about 90 minutes, and we're very, very nearly there.
That was the last 40k stuff. All right, so we don't have to read any more pages of 40k.
I should round up. There have been a couple of questions floating around. One of them I can field right now. Somebody asked in the chat, what's the cost to the Warhammer Academy? The cost is nothing. It is free. You'll need to log in and sign up.
Was quite interesting.
But it is designed to help you just get started with your Warhammer journey.
Like, there's so much resource on YouTube and stuff. It might be useful now that kids can't use YouTube anymore.
If you've got more questions, well, we've got good news. A few weeks back, Eddie and I did a Q&A, and we had a nice time doing it. So we're going to do another one in a couple of weeks. So here is an email address.
Q&A. Dan says, 3rd edition introduced the Dark Eldar with the starter. I love orcs, but this should have... Exodite should have been in the starter. Can you imagine? They could have still had Space Marines in it. Yeah, fine, side people. Bonehead Podcast Academy. That's it. These Exodites are large models and won't fit under the Vulcus terrain, so should be interesting. Okay, that is going to wrap
Teams
up.
who pressed the buttons and moved the models around and made it all work, you are champions. Thank you, Eddie, for knowing all the answers and making me look
That's
good.
all right. I had a great time.
Brilliant. In that case, until next time, we'll see you.
To this, and we're not going to bin it off immediately. We're going to hang around for a little bit longer, although in a bit I have got some videos to film because I want to do some wrap-ups. But I'd love to get your thoughts on everything before I do. What was your pick? What was your pick of the night? What was your pick of the night, guys? Where's my I've lost my thing. He says. There we go. There's the thing. Pick of the night, Exodites. Found 40k videos not very useful for specifically the mid-level of your learning curve. So, this is something that I am very passionate about when it comes to games. So, I'm trying this with Kings of War. And for every other game that we introduce on the channels, I am going to introduce them as if you are starting out vanilla. You will see us learning the rules. You will see us making the mistakes. I want like, if you're going to start playing War Machine or Necromunda, I want you to learn the rules alongside us. Everything we've ever done on these channels, right? Everything we've ever done on these channels has always been like the goal has been for you for it to be like you're sitting next to us. You're on the table next to us at club night. And you're watching two people play a game of Blood Bowl and have a laugh and get abused and all that kind of stuff. I want that for every game because it's so hard to get into some games. 40k is just like it's quite a jump to get into it. At Kings of War, one of the most fun miniature games I've ever played. But looking at how the heck do you start out with it, it's a monumental leap. So I'm going to call them foundation series. And that's my goal for every game system we go with. It's going to be like, it's not masterclass stuff. Everything we do with Blood Bowl, it's not masterclass. This is how you play the game. How you want to play the game is up to you. If you want to play the game, aim small, miss small, min-max it, you can play it like that. If you want to play it because I've got these models and you've got those models, let's put them on the pitch, let's put them on the battlefield and see what happens. That's wargaming. That's how we always used to wargame. And that's how I think most people wargame for real. I think you just then make that jump to like the 2,000 point armies, the min-max tournaments builds. I'm all about the foundation stuff. I think it's really important. Let's check in with chat really quickly. Merging game announcement is separate July 1st. Yeah. Battletech can be really crunchy, but Alpha Strike seems accessible. Caron, I am very intrigued and I will be all over those start sets. It's funny. I might have to start getting some of you guys to also email some of these companies and be like, look, send it to the Bonehead podcast so they can play it. So Batsy, where's the VB3 game announcement we were promised? It's coming as a separate thing. The video game stuff tends to be simple. Merging says simple tutorials, reading through the rules are plenty, very dense abstract competitive theory as well. Some very basic heuristic strategy and ways to play a difficult find. Sevens. I feel like I've missed a few lovely comments, which we are going to find. Victor Cardos, hey, just want to shout, thanks for your content. I'm brand new to Blood Bowl and your videos have been my saving grace. Join the Patreon to see even more content. Thank you so much. I feel like I just went on a rampage about getting into games and seeing how they're played. Like, we played a game of Street Bowl. We just put stuff on it and played it to see how it plays. And when we've been learning Kings of War and Kings of War Champions, we've put the models down and we've played the game to see what happens so that we can learn it. Because that's what we used to do, right? That's how models work. Major X says, I like Battletech. It's easy to understand the 40k. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. Red Sven, Exodite, aside from BB, pretty much it. I'm less excited by the Necromunda release than I was expecting to be. AFH, I've never played sevens before. Is it kind of flag football for Blood Bowl? I mean, like faster, less brutal. Slightly different tactics, absolutely. Is it faster? Yes. Is it less brutal? No, it's the same brutal. Sevens is gorgeous. It's so refreshing. It's Blood Bowl in a shot glass. I love it. It's great. Mergin says, things I've always appreciated in videos are things like team and setup guides. I can read rules by myself, but that doesn't tell me how to actually play. I need some more practical advice. This is it. We can do that. Great stream. Love the engagement. Thank you. Fireside Meeple, thank you very, very, very much. Victor says, might get into Kill Team if you end up doing a video for the Exodites. If we get that box, games we do have we're kind of like on the list with Games Workshop, but they send us random stuff. They didn't send us High Elves, but they did send us the Devland Kill Team expansion box, which we couldn't really play. So it's an interesting one. The cool thing this stream, if we get the Munda box, if we get the Old World box, if we get the Ogre box, there's a lot of stuff that we can do there. If we get the Kill Team box, that would be really sweet. I'll be honest, like, because of the way my situation is at the moment, I'm more inclined to wait for an opportunity to get into something than I am to set out to get into something by myself. Like, if Games Workshop are like, hey, here's the new Munda box, sweet, we're doing Munda. If they're like, here's the new Old World box, sweet, we'll do that. I think or if Mantic or if War Machine go, here's the starter box, play some War Machine, it's a really cool thing. So I'm kind of happy to be led in that way at the moment. Nuka-Cola, sadly I forgot the stream and came in after the Blood Bowl stuff, so I have no idea what happened. We got sevens and we got star and we got some big guys in plastic. We'd love some new and updated Theory Thursdays. I have in my calendar, Tiff's picked up some overtime, so I don't have as many days in the office next week or the week after as I'd like. But I have myself a plan. And on Monday the 29th, my whole Monday morning is Blood Bowl Talking Head video plannings. So get a plan out, get the graphics ready for the starting rosters, and start planning out Theory Thursdays again, because we've got so much to cover in this new edition. And then we'll be back up to 6-7 videos a week in a couple of weeks' time. And I'm very hyped for that. Love to see you try Star Wars Legion. Yeah, definitely on the list. Especially they dropped the Mandalorians recently, didn't they? Will we see a return of Whip Wednesdays? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I really, really, really like the idea of that. I haven't built up a workflow for it yet, but I will do, and that could be really good fun. That could be really, really, really good fun. Return of Whip Wednesdays. I mean, there's a lot of clamoring for it. I can definitely see us doing something. New models means they're reworking models. I bet Humans at Orc new models are in the pipeline. Please let that be true. Tube, love it, Ben. Thank you very much. Right, guys, I am going to go now because I have exceeded my bladder's alert time and I've only had one cup of tea. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, do some wrap-up videos, and then probably go to bed. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go abuse trips for a bit as well, but it's been lovely hanging out with you all. Thank you very, very, very much. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Be blocking.